and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour one of John and Jim. We will have full reaction to a Padres series loss at Citi Field to the New York Mets, which cements their record this year in series against playoff teams to 1 series win and 10 series losses against teams that currently are in playoff positioning. You heard me right. 1 series win and 10 series losses against teams that are currently in playoff positioning on the road this year. We'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up. That's terrible. We'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up in about 10 minutes. We're at the point, obviously, two things here. The Dodgers can put the Padres out of their own misery by beating the Giants tonight. We'll see if that happens. Then secondarily, the way the Padres both played and then the way this game was managed leaves so much to be desired. They scored 1 unearned run today against a guy who was a prospect, but in 3 starts had a 1.714 whip. Also not good. Coming in, they had 2 hits after a sac fly in this game that scored an unearned run.
Is that good?
Also not good. And then Mike Shildt decided to become like he decided it was game 6 of the World Series today.
Actually,
even though it's September.
Actually, game 7.
It's like game 8.
Yeah.
He goes to his bullpen with 1 out in the 3rd inning of a 2-1 game, and it completely backfires. So whether it was the overmanaging or just the bad play, they had 1 unearned run. It's another series loss. It's more of the same, dude. It's deja vu all over again. They cannot beat good teams on the road for whatever reason. It played out again here today, and everything just backfired on them today.
So a couple things. The math is the math. 2.5 back of the Dodgers with no tiebreaker with 9 games to play. Kind of feels like we are getting very close to nicking that in the butt. Like that feels like it is over. It's not mathematically over. You know, the Dodgers could still play awful baseball and try to hand this thing to the Padres on a silver platter. But the thing is, the Padres, even though this has been handed to them on a silver platter multiple times over the last month and a half plus, they refuse to grab it.
Right.
They refuse to take, advantage of any possible opening that the Dodgers have given them.
Right.
So that's on the Padres. So the likeliest scenario, which we've talked about for the last couple of weeks here, and it's becoming more clear and more clear as we get closer to the end of the season, you're going to have to start on the road against the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field come playoff time, because 1, you're not going to be the 6th seed. You beat the Mets 1 game this series. That means you hold the tiebreaker over the Mets. So even if you somehow finish with the same record as them, which I don't think is going to happen, you would still be the 5 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's done. I'm not even thinking about them falling to the 6 or even worse, falling out of the postseason. And then when you look at the division, I don't see it happening. I just don't. To make up the amount of games they need to make up in this short period of time, and the Padres not playing good baseball, it's a bad recipe. So it feels like that 5 seed is going to be locked in here pretty soon.
But here's the thing, and I agree with everything you said. With all that being said, by the way, they were going to be the 5 seed with a 90% certainty if they won today. They were going to be the 5 seed with 90% certainty, because that's what the math suggested. Fangraphs. They now have a 5% chance of winning the division, a 1 in 20. They had a 1 in 10 heading into the day, but they could have won this game. And guess what? They would have been a game and a half back with 9 to play without a tiebreaker. The math still supports the Dodgers winning the division, which begs this question. Why is Mike Shildt managing today like it's a 7th game of a World Series, where it's not? Like, a lot of the hay is in the barn. They had opportunities that you just talked about over the last few weeks they haven't taken advantage of. You can't just chase it all in the final, week of the season and say, you know what, if we go 7-0, everything's forgiven. You're not capable of going 7-0 or now 9-0. That isn't the team that they are. Randy Vasquez has been good for this team. Their overall record supports that in his starts. They trailed 2-1 in the 3rd inning, and they went to Wandy Peralta for a matchup. Like, if they win that matchup, they're destined to win the game. What are you chasing down in the 3rd inning when you're going to be the 5 seed either way? Why wouldn't you just let Randy Vasquez go 4 or 5 innings? If he gives up a run or 2 there, so be it. Is your offense that bad that the second you're down 2-1, you got to go to Mason Miller for 7 innings? The answer is maybe yes, because they didn't do anything today.
Kind of wish they could go to Mason Miller for 7 innings.
But right, I mean, what are you doing? It's the 3rd inning. It goes back to the bunting philosophy. Why are you bunting in the 1st inning?
Brent, do we have Mike Shildt from today? I just want his very first answer talking about the decision to pull Randy as early as he did. Okay, Brent's going to get that. I feel the exact same way as you. Now I was doing something during this moment in the game.
Fair. It's 10 in the morning.
And I get a text. I won't say who texted me because I don't want to out them here. And
it's Mike Shildt.
No, and they're just like, what the F is Mike Shildt doing? And I was like, what's going on? Like the game just started. There's no possible way Mike Shildt could have effed this up this early in the game. Like, what's going on? And I checked and I was like, oh, he took out Randy Vasquez in the 3rd.
And by the way, it's not solely about, we'll hear from Shildt 1 second. It's not solely about Peralta allowing a three-run home run to Brandon Nimmo, which is the worst possible scenario.
Yeah.
It's just about removing Randy Vasquez with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Like, why was that warranted regardless of result? And of course, the whole thing backfired. But here was Mike Shildt.
Yeah, it wasn't actually overly complicated for me. Didn't work out as planned, but we talked last night about this being more of a playoff type atmosphere. It's a lineup more conducive to lefties. We trust Randy. We're in the 3rd. We've already hit in the 3rd, obviously. We're down 2-1. We got 1st and 3rd. And, there's always that spot. There are multiple spots in the game that you want to make sure you keep it where it is. We know that they've got their back end guys fully rested. We know their starter's going to be on a shorter leash. At that point, it's about the best matchup to get out of the inning with keeping it where it's at. Got a top 5 ground ball guy against lefties in Wandy Peralta, who I have a ton of confidence in and has rewarded that. And then we have a very high ground ball guy in Nemo. So, I mean, clearly the worst case scenario is what happened. But going out, I'm thinking, okay, just hit it at somebody, and we're at least good. If he doesn't, then okay, we'll live to tell about it with Ventos and still some favorable matchups, which you got the next 5 guys out. I also trust the fact that our bullpen's in a pretty good spot, and the guys that can hold it there or which Hart did and Yuki did, and the leadoff walk came out to get Marinaccio, and Bradley took his inning down. But at that point, it's the best chance to make sure, because if you think about that 3rd having already hit on the road, and their bullpen's fully loaded and ready to go, that really turns into the 7th. And you think about that regard because their back end guys are there and available. So not to say we can't get to their back end guys, but at that moment, it's like, what's the best chance to get out of this with no damage, and what's the best chance to get us limited damage? And we got a super high, just a really good jumps off the page matchup for ground ball, and he got a swing and put it out of the ballpark. Give him credit. That answer your question?
100%.
Okay. So first thing, what the hell are you talking about, Mike? Second thing, I want to get to the end. Do you think that Kevin Acee was maybe being a little sarcastic there when he said 100%, Mike?
No, because I know how Kevin is. He's always looking for the explanation. And once he gets it, he's willing to go with whatever the thought process was. He was looking for the explanation.
Well, you know what? I can hear the explanation. 100%.
Yeah, no, that was genuine.
I can listen to the explanation, and I can still think it was a dumb decision. You can listen to an explanation for anything anybody does in life, and you're like, okay, I get where you're coming from. But you know what? I still think it's a stupid thing that you did. Or I still think that the decision that you made there was the wrong decision. Clearly, it was the wrong decision. The thought process that Mike Shildt had there, trying to chase a game in the 3rd inning with already a tired bullpen. You don't have an off day here. So it's not like you can deplete the bullpen and go to Morejon and Estrada, who, by the way, wavering on confidence with Estrada as the days go by, and Miller, who pitched 5 outs last night, and Suarez, who had some trouble in the 9th inning, by the way, before getting out of it against Juan Soto. I just thought they put themselves in a really tough position today by doing what he did. But also on the flip side, it's not all Mike Shildt's fault, because this offense today was pathetic.
Yeah, but okay, you're right. But Mike Shilt's got to do his job with everything else withstanding. Like, it doesn't matter if the offense is not gonna live up to their part of the bargain. Mike Shildt needs to do what he is there to do, which is put his team in the best position to win the baseball game. How can you tell me he had a 3.5-minute soliloquy yesterday about bunting? But how can you say we're gonna go for it there and be aggressive, and then when you put a man on,
You bunt him over.
give up an out?
Yeah.
In the first inning.
It's ass backwards.
So like
it doesn't make sense.
You're talking out of both sides of your mouth because, hey, we recognize that we need to win on the margins and we're willing to give up an out because one run means so much. But I'm gonna go for it here in the third inning. You bring up a really good point. Let's say Peralta comes in and spins a 4-6-3 double play ball.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of it. You're trailing 2-1.
Yep.
Now, has that solved your issues with innings 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
Hey, John, the third inning is really the seventh inning because they got all their top arms ready.
Maybe for them, but for the Padres, were they okay in a 2-1 game? You were still going to use Yuki Matsui and Bradley Rodriguez and Rob Marinaccio and whoever else? No, you wouldn't have. They would have tried to chase it down with their higher leverage relievers, and they didn't even have the ability to do that.
No,
for 6 innings. So to me, it's like, if this was game 5 of the NLDS,
oh my goodness,
if this was game 5 of the NLDS, I would excuse it because I get it. It's okay. It's
been awful.
I would excuse it, but it never was game 5 of the NLDS. Like, your fate is almost sealed heading into today. You have a 90% chance of being the 5 seed.
Yeah.
Don't overthink the room. Let Randy Vasquez go 4 2/3 innings and go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, it's a decision that completely backfired on Mike Shildt. I guess I can get the reasoning, but at the same time, I think it's stupid. But also the flip side is it's not 100% on Mike today. That moment, 100% on Mike. And in the end of the game, the reason why, and the thing that we're talking about the most is that moment that cost the Padres the game. So the move that Mike Shildt made today, in the end, cost the Padres. But you also have to look at this offense as well today. They only had 2 runners in scoring position. They had a gift sack fly that shouldn't have been a sack fly. The only reason why it was is because Fernando Tatis Jr. is great on the base paths.
Yep. And there's an error.
And other than that, you did nothing as an offense against a pitcher today that, if you go back and looked, has been awful.
Yep.
And once again, you lose a road series against a playoff caliber team. So now, as you said, John,
1-10.
1-10. I think
actually series.
Yeah, 1-10 in series against playoff teams this year. Good luck against the Cubs in the wild card round. You know, I'm not saying that I'm not going to have any faith, but you can't tell me I can't be concerned, because I will be definitely concerned that, you know, this is going to end what we've seen all year long is going to happen again in the postseason.
I mean, again, actions speak louder than words. We'll talk about it on the other side. But what are you telling your team when you go to Wandy Peralta there? You know what you're telling your team? A, I don't trust Randy Vasquez, whatever. I can live with that, truthfully. And I can trust him in the postseason. But what are you telling your offense?
I don't trust you.
Believe in you. Because if we fall behind by more than 1 run, we have no shot because of their high leverage arms that are available here today. All right, we'll continue to react. Our phone lines are open if you want to weigh in. 877-767-4760. You can text us 70470. Start it with the word team. We'll hear the entirety of Mike Shildt's postgame remarks on the other side as well. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Padres fall in New York 6-1. We'll hear the entirety of Mike Shildt's postgame remarks coming up. We'll also hear from Mike Shildt prior to today's game on MLB Network, talking about his managerial style, which is pretty fascinating. And you'll hear that coming up as well. Again, to your point, was it all Mike Shildt today? No, it's probably not all Mike Shildt. Was it all their offense? Maybe. Who knows if it's different, if it's a 1-1 game or a 2-1 game. But the things that we always talk about, man, that you get outslugged by someone. The Mets hit 10 home runs in the series. 10. I mean, they hit 10 home runs in the series. We've said when you step up in competition, when you're playing these playoff teams and you're playing on the road, like how do you counter that? Padres hit some home runs in the series, and it helped them win one of the games, the grand slam from Manny Machado. But a day like today brings up all the fears you have if you're a Padres fan. A team outslug you, manager deficiencies potentially, which popped up last year in the postseason, and an anemic offense. Once they went down, they had 2 infield hits for the final 6 innings here today. 2.
They were also maybe less than a foot away yesterday from giving up another home run in the series and potentially costing them the game. It would have only
Soto ball. I mean, how far was that? A baseball from being fair?
I mean, it was going right at the pole, and then last second it veered to the left. I mean, it was as close as it gets. I mean, sports is a game of inches, you know. So it's like that ended up winning you the game or helping you win the game. But again, a baseball or 2 baseballs to the right and it hits that pole. Maybe you lose last night and then you get swept.
Right.
Then we're coming in today and we are putting the nail in the division. We are putting the nail in the coffin of whatever hopes you had for the 4 seed, even though that's kind of like the nail's in that coffin already. But we would have been coming in here today if they got swept and it would have felt like DEFCON 1. Like, how can you have any faith in this team going into the postseason on the road in the wild card round and beating the Cubs? Now, I'm not saying that I'm not there right now. I'm not. But I still have some major concerns. Don't get me wrong. There are major concerns with this team heading into a postseason run where you're going to start on the road in Chicago against the Cubs when the Cubs are a good home team. And oh, by the way, good luck. You got to face 2 tough lefties in Boyd and Managa in games 1 and 2.
To your point, it's not for me. I'm not going to have a lot of faith, but that doesn't take away from the possibility of them winning a series like that. You said, like, it's one thing to not have faith. It's another thing for them to not take advantage of it. I mean, it doesn't matter. The fans may think the Padres can't beat the Cubs. You're going to see that sentiment if they go into the postseason, lackluster finish. They go 4-5 down the stretch here. They lose the division by 5 games, and everyone's going to say, well, they can't win this series against the Cubs. We can say whatever we want. That doesn't mean that Nick Pivetta won't shove or Manny Machado won't have a timely hit. As in, nobody knows what's going to happen in that series. But from a sheer faith perspective, there's not going to be a lot of faith outside of the clubhouse. If this is how they're going to close their season, not taking advantage of opportunities, disappointing down the stretch, bad on the road, to your point, I don't think there'll be a lot of faith, which still doesn't change my tune that it's still possible.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's 100%.
Weird. They could absolutely make a run. I'm not sitting here saying that it's impossible or that it can't happen. I'm just saying that the likelihood of it happening doesn't feel very high. Right. It feels like, they would have to completely change the way that they are as a team on the road against good teams this year, like that. Can that happen? Well, we'll find out, right? We'll find out, but it doesn't give you much confidence watching this team all year long. We've watched every single game, every single pitch of this team, just about all year long. And what have they done this year that would give you confidence watching them that absolutely they can go on the road in Chicago, take 2 or 3, and then get through the postseason and get to a World Series with the injuries they have, how they've played, guys having down years?
I mean, they would have to do it on the road, of course, throughout as well, without home field advantage by and large, unless they got lucky. But I agree with that. But I go back to 2022. And in the second half of 2022, there were some struggles in there. I'm reliving it right now.
I know.
And Bob Melvin at a team meeting
Arizona.
this late.
Yeah, you're right.
With 10 games to play, and they played well down the stretch. They go to Citi Field to take on the Mets. They were an underdog, a significant one. The Mets had won 100 games. They were not expected to win that series.
Yeah.
They were not expected to win game 3.
Yeah.
Once the series went 3 games, they were an underdog in that game. They did. They then are the road team in a best of 5 series against the Dodgers. They are not expected to win that series. They're heavy underdogs.
Yeah.
But they did win those series. So there's an unpredictability of it. We'll have Mike Farron on before the playoff starts, MLB Network Radio. He says this isn't football or basketball where by and large, better teams win games or series in those sports. It's more of a toss-up in baseball. The variables are outside of one's control to some extent. Things can happen over the course of a baseball game or a series. So I won't write it off, but I have the concerns that other people, I share the concerns Padres fans have right now with the Padres. Yeah, I share those.
And what you said there is the reason why you should have hope.
Right.
Like there's also a flip side of the doom and gloom that everyone feels and there's no way they can do it, right? But also you got to flip that mindset just a little bit, or at least have the mindset of, well, I don't think they're going to win because they've done XYZ this year and they haven't really shown me much on the road against good teams. It's still possible. It's still possible, and you don't have to go back a couple years to show you examples of how it's possible, even though 2022 has no correlation on 2025 at all. It's just examples of things that have happened in the postseason with teams going into a postseason series where the odds are completely stacked against them, and they still come out and find a way to win the series.
One thing I promise you, the odds will be stacked against them in Chicago if that's the series. They will be an underdog in that 3-game series, and probably a significant one.
And another thing I can guarantee you is hopefully it's the Padres, but if it's not the Padres, I can guarantee you one favorite or maybe multiple
will be upset.
And will lose early, and you're going to have unpredictability always in baseball. I don't envision chalk all the way through. I just don't.
I mean, last year in the wild card series, 3 road teams moved on.
Right.
I mean, that was last year. And the year before, 2 or 3 road teams moved on. So it's not impossible. It's just I understand lacking the faith in the Padres doing it based on their play right now. We'll hear from Mike Shildt, his entire post-game comments on the other side. We'll hear him with MLB Network earlier today as well. We'll take your texts and calls, 877-767-4760, or text us, 70470. Start it with the word team. This is John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Kings Hawaiian Sliders. Padres lose another road series to a playoff caliber team once again as they drop today's game to the Mets 6-1, losing 2 of 3. Padres are 2.5 games back now of the Dodgers in the National League West with 9 games remaining and no tiebreaker. Dodgers start a 4-game series tonight against the San Francisco Giants. Speaking of the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw today announcing that he will retire, thank goodness, at the end of the 2025 baseball season. And tonight at 6 p.m., it's the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis, starting at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Eli Manning reminds you there's nothing like football and Kings Hawaiian Sliders. There's something about those soft, fluffy, irresistible Kings Hawaiian Sliders that make them a winner on game day. Pick them up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your grocery store. Kings Hawaiian, there's nothing like it.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. We're going to hear from Mike Shildt momentarily. Padres lose a series to the Mets in New York. They lose today 6-1. The big story was Mike Shildt's decision to go with Wandy Peralta for Randy Vasquez with 1 out in the 3rd inning, trailing 2-1. Like, why? It didn't. In real time, it made no sense. After the game, it makes less sense. None of it makes any sense. If you missed it earlier, this is what Mike Shildt had to say about that decision, plus the rest of his post-game comments here today.
Yeah, it wasn't actually overly complicated for me. Didn't work out as planned, but we talked last night about this being more of a playoff type atmosphere. It's a lineup more conducive to lefties. We trust Randy. We're in the 3rd. We've already hit in the 3rd, obviously. We're down 2-1. We got 1st and 3rd, and there's always that spot. There are multiple spots in the game that you want to make sure you keep it where it is. We know that they've got their back end guys fully rested. We know their starter's going to be on a shorter leash. At that point, it's about the best matchup to get out of the inning with keeping it where it's at. We've got a top 5 ground ball guy against lefties in Wandy Peralta, who I have a ton of confidence in and has rewarded that. And then we have a very high ground ball guy in Nemo. So, clearly the worst case scenario is what happened. But going out, I'm thinking, okay, just hit it at somebody, and we're at least good. If he doesn't, then okay, we'll live to tell about it with Ventos and still some favorable matchups, which you got the next 5 guys out. I also trust the fact that our bullpen's in a pretty good spot, and the guys that can hold it there, or which Hart did and Yuki did, and the leadoff walk came out to get Marinaccio, and Bradley took his inning down. But at that point, it's the best chance to make sure, because if you think about that 3rd, having already hit on the road, and their bullpen's fully loaded and ready to go, that really turns into the 7th. And you think about that regard because their back end guys are there and available. So not to say we can't get to their back end guys, but at that moment, it's like, what's the best chance to get out of this with no damage, and what's the best chance to get us limited damage? And, we got a super high, just a really good jumps off the page matchup for ground ball, and he got a swing and put it out of the ballpark. Give him credit. That answer your question?
100%.
You mentioned last night that this kind of felt like a playoff game. Did this whole series kind of feel that way too, given the way you guys are both kind of competing for those spots?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, again, we every game's equal, but every game has a different feel to it. We know we're in a head-to-head situation here. Like I said, we have 9 guys in our bullpen that we're able to go, and Randy's been good for us a lot this year, and he's been able to dodge traffic. But some of the left-handed matchups weren't as favorable for him, and that inning started, and he got hit a little bit, but yeah, to answer your question, it did have that feel to it. It's that time of year.
Where does it feel like this leaves you, kind of in that National League West race, knowing that where the Dodgers are and kind of how much of the season is left and what you guys have ahead of you?
Yeah, that's a little bit of the component, as far as the going forward part. We're looking to win our division, and we know we're down in the division. So where does it leave us? It leaves us right now 2.5 games back with no tiebreaker. That's the facts. So it leaves us at going out and being able to go get the first win of the series tomorrow in Chicago. So, and then taking care of business from there. And it's really, that part's no real different. I'm not going to try any harder or do anything overly different. But it's clearly we're in a position where we need to go.
What did you think of Randy today before?
I thought he was good. He's missing a little bit, but he's throwing strikes and got a couple punch outs. Had some velocity today, up to 95, 96. Was able to, get through the first two. A little bit of traffic, escaped it, and again, Mullins squared him up and Lindor squared him up, and he pitched Alonso tough, and then it was an opportunity for Wandy. But I thought Randy's throwing the ball well.
He kind of admitted, like, without admitting it, because Mike Shildt will never admit defeat,
right?
That the division feels kind of out of play now and kind of done. 2.5 back with the tiebreaker, no tiebreaker, makes it tough.
He did say that. And he tried to justify his decision today with Peralta by saying, well, we realize that we are on like a knife's edge when it comes to the division, and we're treating this like it's a postseason game. I go back to what I said earlier. The math doesn't support even winning this game. You're going to win this division. Yeah. You would have had work to do, win or lose. Now the Dodgers can put you out of your misery if they beat the Giants tonight, but we don't know if they will or won't. But 2.5 with 9 to play is a tall hurdle. And to be honest, even if they were 1.5 back or 1 back, again, the odds aren't suggesting they're going to win this division. Like it's not hard. Like just do the math on it. The odds aren't suggesting that they're going to win this division. And based on what happened here today, I'm pretty close to saying they're going to be the 5 seed. I mean, I've said it multiple times in the last 10 days.
Maybe a dumb question. We talked about this before the show. Would you just want the Dodgers to put the Padres out of their misery so they stop chasing maybe something that is maybe just not there in the first place? So close to the end of the year?
No, I wouldn't want that. But I do think there's probably a point where you like think about the second season.
Yeah, like do we want to push this here to get the 3 seed? And then if we don't get it, then we might have pushed a little too hard. That might have messed us up for the Cubs series. Or do we want to not admit defeat? Like we're still going to go out there. We're trying to win these games, and hopefully the Dodgers continue to lose as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we don't win these games and the Dodgers win, you know what I mean? Like not putting them out of their misery because they still have the postseason to see what they can do. But like lining everything up, making sure everybody is rested, making sure that guys have, enough time to get ready for the postseason.
That matters too.
That matters a lot.
Well, let me put it this way. If they're 3 back with 3 to play, which means they're mathematically alive. If I'm Mike Shildt, I'm not doing this exact same thing again in that first game. If I'm trailing 2-1 in the 3rd inning, I'm not going to I'm not going to do that. Sometimes you have to let chips fall. The Padres put themselves in this position. They're the team chasing the Dodgers, not the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like you can't score 2 touchdowns on 1 play. Like you can't get it all back. So treat the game like it's a game. Don't treat it like it's 2 games. I just felt like they tried to make today more than it was. And it completely backfired on them. They tried to make this like, this is our moment to go win the division. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. No matter what would have happened, you didn't win the division today. No matter what would have happened.
Well, while Mike Shildt also made the wrong move there, I mean, the flip side is like, you need your offense to actually perform and show up in the big moments. Like you can't expect to win these games with this type of offensive play. And they've been better of late.
That's the thing.
But, in the postseason, if this type of thing happens again, where they score 1 run, they have only 2 runners in scoring position, we're going to be saying deja vu again. And we're going to be saying, the biggest weakness of this team is coming to rear its ugly head to, potentially end the Padres season, which is the inconsistency on offense.
Especially, I mean, this isn't even like the elite pitching that they're going to see.
Not even close.
Is not Shota Imanaga at this point in his career. But you're right. I mean, you look up and down here today, and there were some infield hits, and there was very little slug, and that was basically the entirety of the offense today for the Padres. So again, we'll continue to react to it. We'd love to hear from you. We're going to hear more from Mike Shildt actually coming up at 3 p.m. He was on MLB Network earlier today. and he spoke about some of his managerial philosophies, which might then lead you to believe why he's made some of the decisions he's made here recently in the skipper's chair. So we'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up at 3 p.m. from MLB Network earlier today. We'll get to your reaction as well. 70470. Start your message with the word team, or you can call us 877-767-4760. We still have tickets to give away, right, Brett? We have San Diego State and Cal tickets. The Sean Lewis show is at 6 p.m. We'll give away tickets for Saturday night coming up as well during the 4 o'clock hour. Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas has free picks for our listeners at 4:30. But we've got you covered reacting to a Padres series loss in New York. Stay with us. Sean and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Chris Hodge, takingvegas.com. Free picks for our listeners. He's been red hot, by the way, with his free picks, 4-0. On the radio, he'll join us coming up at 4:30. We'll hear from Mike Shildt with MLB Network prior to today's game coming up at 3 p.m. Padres lose to the Mets in New York 6-1 today. They're heading to Chicago to take on the White Sox. And in all likelihood, they're then heading back to Chicago in 10 days to take on the Cubs.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, this weekend, nothing guaranteed. I know that everyone will be like, sweep. Is a sweep guaranteed? When's the last time they swept the team?
Not.
When's the last time they swept the team?
Any team? Anywhere, home or road?
Well, preferably a baseball team, yeah.
Any team, home or road, though?
Any team, home or road.
I think it's happened recently.
Let's look.
I'll say not during this 8-15 stretch. So I'd say during their 14-3 stretch.
You're right. August 11th through the 13th, they swept the Giants up in the Bay.
That's right. They played really well that series.
And then they swept the Mets at the end of July.
Mm-hmm.
And then trying to see if they have any other sweeps this year.
Oh, they do. They started 7-0.
Yeah, right. Start of the season. Right.
So, I mean, they have some sweeps. I mean, road sweeps are tough. We've made that point.
That's where I'm going. Is like they've only there's one in Pittsburgh. So there's 3 start of the season. 3, 4. I think they have 5, 6, maybe 6 sweeps all year long. That's a good amount. That's a good amount, but it's not a lot. It's not like they've swept
not every series.
12 series this year.
And on the road, obviously, only a few.
Yeah, so to expect them to go into Chicago after the way that they've played this year on the road and be like, they're going to sweep. Like, I'm thinking about just one game. Can they win tomorrow? That's all that matters. Like, just win a game, see what happens with the Dodgers. But if the Dodgers beat the Giants tonight, Yamamoto's pitching for them. They're going up against Logan Webb.
Good matchup.
Very good matchup. And Kershaw, I think, pitches tomorrow. Ironically, he announced he's retiring today. His final start at Dodger Stadium will be against the Giants.
That sucks.
In the regular
Dodgers
season.
Are going to win the World Series, not in 2025, but like the next 5 years afterwards. Now they got a really good chance to win World Series.
Without Kershaw, they're going to win all these World Series now.
That's a big impact.
But it's like, can you start playing better baseball heading into the postseason? Because this month they're 7-9?
Is that what they are? I don't know.
I think so.
Roughly. Well, guess what? You're right, but the White Sox suck.
Said that about the Rockies, and the Padres still lost the game at home against the Rockies, and the Padres are a good home team.
But, I mean, I wasn't looking at the Rockies 7 games and being like they went 5-2. I mean, it's hard to complain about 5-2. And when you're chasing, you had it to go 6-1.
And they got shut out at Coors Field on that Friday night.
I know, but it's hard to ask for someone to sweep is my point. Yes, I even said that with the Rockies home series. I said, I can't ask for them to win 4 consecutive games. I said 3-1, you got to accept. The White Sox, because of the situation the Padres are in, I'll ask them to sweep. Now, I don't feel great about it happening. The White Sox have lost 6 straight games. They have the worst record in the American League by 12 games. They're bad. They
have the Padres right where they want them.
Exactly. I mean, they're awful at home. I mean, all the things that you would want in an opponent, 6 consecutive losses, bad at home, worst record in the American League, truly nothing to play for.
So tomorrow night, they will look amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just been a bad team. So you're right. I can't guarantee a sweep, unfortunately. That's just not who the Padres are. But man, if there was ever an opportunity for one this late in the year.
Like if I was a betting man, I'd bet the Padres were going to win this series.
Right. But not sweep it.
My bet, and I'm awful at this, so hopefully I'm wrong, is they'll take 2 or 3 and they'll look great in 2 of those games.
Just awesome.
Bunch of runs. Yeah, it's like, oh, this team's great. One of the games, they'll look awful.
2-0 loss.
Something like that.
Some rando.
Yeah, some random game that they lose.
By the way, bless you. You know how we said the White Sox have the worst record in the American League? The Rockies, obviously, the worst record in baseball. Yeah. And you're right. They went just 5-2 against the Rockies. To put in perspective how different these 2 teams are, Rockies, worst record in the sport, and White Sox, worst record in the American League. The White Sox run differential is -89. The Rockies run differential is -402. Both are the worst teams in their respective leagues.
How is it that bad?
How insane is that? The White Sox run differential is only -89, while the Rockies run differential is -402. By the way, the White Sox have only won 16 more games than the Rockies.
So wait, the White Sox are 16 games ahead of the Rockies,
and 313 runs in run differential. But think about that. In 16 games, they have 300 runs of differential.
That just makes me even more upset
that they only went 5-2.
Exactly. How the hell did you lose 2 games to the Rockies in the last 7 that you played them?
There's no way, even with these recent bad teams in baseball, the Astros teams, the White Sox teams, has any team ever had a minus 402 run differential? No way.
I don't know.
There's no chance any team has ever replicated that.
That is truly amazing. That's an amazing stat.
Like, put a banner up. Not a good banner. Hide it maybe from people, but maybe like that speaks to your point that, yeah, the White Sox suck. They've lost 6 straight.
But
they're bad at home, but minus 89.
They're 16 games better than the Rockies, and you lost 2 games to the Rockies in the last 7 that you played them.
16 games
in
better.
One of those games, you got shut out at Coors Field.
Yeah, there's some not great indicators.
So by that standard, like the White Sox are going to be a pretty formidable opponent this weekend.
I mean, I guess, man. It's all, honestly, this is the classic example of someone saying, like, it's not really about our opponent, it's about us. I kind of feel that way with the Padres.
I do too.
Like, honestly, is it really about the White Sox this weekend, or is it about the Padres kind of overcoming road demons?
Yeah.
Playing up to their ability. It's not like every game they're scoring 1 run. I mean, it was just yesterday they scored 7 runs and hit a grand slam and had multiple home runs. It's just the lack of consistency. It's just made you want to pull your hair out a lot this year, especially down the stretch, man. I thought from August 1st on, they had a chance to take off, and then it never happened.
16-12 plus 7-9 is what?
23-21.
That is their record since the trade deadline.
What's the record since the trade deadline?
Since the trade deadline?
23-21.
Yep.
That's not great.
Nope.
Probably better than the Dodgers, but
probably. Actually, is it? I don't know the Dodgers record.
It's very similar, probably.
It's got to be similar.
Because the Padres were like a game or 2 or 3 back. Now they're a game or 2 or 3 back.
It's going to be wild if, and we're getting closer to saying this like definitively.
Yeah.
If that Sunday game here at Petco Park, the one that Jeremiah Estrada came in and they had a 2-1 lead, and now the tie game when Pivetta left, but like
2-1, they led.
That's right. You're right. 2-1. That game could have been and might be what ended up costing you the division.
That's what I've been saying. And I know, well, they lost the Rockies, they lost the Orioles, they lost the Twins, but I'm telling you, it could be as simple as that 2-game swing. You might lose out in the division by 2 games.
And by the way, the previous week when you lost at Dodger Stadium,
when they were swept.
They lost 5-4, but they had, did they have a lead in that game? No, they tied it up in the 8th, and then Mookie had a home run in the bottom.
They were down 4-0. Darvish still had 3 home runs. They did all this work to get back into it, and then 1 pitch later,
Mookie hits the home run.
Yeah. Lucy pulling the football away.
Now, they didn't have a lead in that game.
No.
Like they did the following Sunday.
Yep.
But still, those are 2 games recently that you look at where you're like, those 2 games are what might cost you the division in the end, which is crazy because I could also point to a number of other games that the Padres lost that it's like, didn't take advantage here, didn't take advantage of here, didn't take advantage here.
Yeah, over 162, you can always do it, but you might literally go to the head-to-head and say this random game is what cost them the chance to win this division.
Especially if they finish tied in the division. Imagine that.
Right. Because you're literally looking at that 1 game.
Well, you're also looking at the totality of the series because the Padres lost it. That means
but that's
tiebreaker.
But that was a further reach because they went just 4-9.
Oh yeah,
you're right. You know what I mean? Because now it's like you just won 1 more game. You could have been 5-8 against them.
Right.
And you could have won the division.
Exactly.
All right. We'll hear from Mike Shildt with MLB Network prior to today's game in New York. An interesting insight into the mind of Mike Shildt, if that's something you're looking for. We'll have that for you on the other side. We react to a Padres series loss at Citi Field to the Mets, which has their chances of winning the division on life support. Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas has free picks for our listeners. NFL and college coming up at 4:30. And we'll get your text and your call. 70470. Start it with the word team. Or call us 877-767-4760. Hour 2, John and Jim comes your way next.
All right, this update is brought to you by Poway Rodeo. Padres lose to the Mets today, 6-1, losing 2 of 3. They're now 2.5 games back of the Dodgers with 9 to play and no tiebreaker. Dodgers start a 4-game series tonight against the Giants up in LA. Clayton Kershaw announced earlier today that he will be retiring at the end of the 2025 season. It's good news if you're a Padres fan. And then tonight, 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show. It's with John, Rich, and Coach Lewis, 6 to 7 right here on San Diego Sports 760. And we have Thursday Night Football tonight. We have the Bills and Dolphins in Buffalo, 5:15 kickoff time there. Poway Rodeo is back September 26th and 27th. 3 thrilling shows with Broncos and Bulls. Saturday is Kids Buck Day. Fun for the whole family. Enjoy food, music, and rodeo jams after parties. Get your tickets only at powayrodeo.com. Skip the scams, presented by Petter Ram, powered by Monster Energy.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of John and Jim. We're reacting to a Padres loss in New York this morning. They lose to the Mets 6-1. They're heading for Chicago. They'll take on the White Sox. Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30. He's got free picks for our listeners. Now, we heard from Mike Shildt.
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah.
Post-game, he had his reasoning for going to Wandy Peralta in the 3rd inning. Like, wait, what? If you missed the game, they trailed 2-1 in the 3rd inning, and he went to Wandy Peralta. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. It didn't make sense. It was, but we've talked about that. We can again if you want. But let's go inside the mind of Mike Shildt.
Do you want to?
No. But we all have to do it together.
It's like an exercise that we don't want to do, but we have to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Like, the training stuff that we get, or like, oh, the training.
The training, man.
But we got to do it. We got to get through it.
You got to do the training.
We'll do it together.
That's exactly right.
Once you're done with it, you're done with it.
Yeah, it's not that bad once it's over.
Right. It's fine. Once it's
you
over,
know what I mean?
it's
You
fine.
just kind of dread it. And honestly, I didn't know what to expect today post game with Shildt. We were both like, hey, did you? It's never anything like overly thrilling. Like what he said post game today, I wasn't like, what's he going to say? I didn't expect some big confrontation or some big epiphany from Mike Shildt. We'll go to the phones in a second, 877-767-4760. But Brent, I don't even know where this starts. It kind of starts with in the middle of a question, but it's from MLB Network, and we're going to go inside the mind a little bit of Mike Shildt. Take a listen.
You can tell how much his players like playing for him. You defend them out on the field. You defend them in the press if necessary. Where does that philosophy come from? How did you make that your own?
I got into this 30-something years ago for really 2 reasons, but the primary reason was to help players get the most out of their God-given talent. I'm here to. I was a terrible player, like a brutal college player, 100 at bats in 4 years. When you bunt with 1 out, that tells you like you're not very good,
you're a
right?
coach.
Yeah, you're a coach. And so I got into it, and I said, you know what? I just want to help dudes realize their dreams. And started at basically West Charlotte High School, and somehow got here. And that mindset and that heart for players has never changed, because without the players, we're not here. Yeah. And so I'm here to serve them.
At the top of the list is managing personalities, and you have a lot. You're smiling in that clubhouse. What's the right of managing and coaching versus letting them be them and thrive on their own?
Well, that's a great question. One of the things that I've always believed, but it's even more important with the personalities we have here, and I'm very clear about consistently, is I want to make sure that whatever your personality is, you have to be yourself. Go be you. No one wants to act like somebody they're not, because that's a miserable way to live. So one of the things that I encourage our group a lot is I want the big personality. Whatever your personality is, bring it. We'll deal with it. The only thing I'll ask you, just make sure you do it in a team setting.
There you go. Did you change anything second time from St. Louis to San Diego?
I think you always evolve, right? You figure out where your, blind spots are, what you can do different, better. You always take a constant inventory, whether it's year to year, or unfortunately in this game, sometimes you get let go, and, you really have to stare at yourself in the mirror. And, I'm not a big finger pointer. So, you grow from things, but, a lot of the principles that as you alluded to, that has allowed us to have successful teams or still exist. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing is just making sure you're evolving and you're seeing how the game's moving, and you're reading the tea leaves about just where things are and how you want to serve.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that painful. We got through it together.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. But you said something to me off air, and I completely agree. What's interesting is the national narrative is he's a fierce defender of his players.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the local narrative. He'll never say a bad word about anyone, right? That's the local narrative.
Right.
But that's recognized from an MLB network perspective, right? They pick up on that. We pick up on it. We're hyper local. We're hyper focused. They pick up on it. And in that setting, he was completely cool with it.
Right.
So it's like, yeah,
I understand the question.
Yeah, he didn't do that there. I mean, he was very, almost pleased to entertain the question.
Right. I think he views that as like a badge of honor, that he is so behind his players and defends his players regardless of what happens on the field, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I think he views that as a badge of honor. And look, I think the players do buy into him. I think that the players are behind Mike Shildt. I don't feel like he's lost the clubhouse.
No.
Now, he might have lost the media and some of the fans for what he says. It's like, Mike, what are we talking about here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like not being truthful at all and trying to put lipstick on a pig sometimes and coming up with crazy answers. You're like, what are you talking about? Right. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is how the players feel about Mike Shildt. Right. I mean, as much as we sit here and be like, Mike, what are you talking about? Do the players buy into what he's talking about? And it feels like the players do. But I also know that there are people in that organization that do roll their eyes a lot at listening to Mike Shildt and what he says about his team when they're struggling, or if guys are struggling, and how he refuses to bring any of that to light, and if refuses to acknowledge any of it. I do know that. I do know there are people in the organization that do roll their eyes when Mike Shildt, says things that he says about his team.
I mean, there's certainly like an alternate reality that he sees the world through, or at least he's able to orchestrate himself when speaking with the media. But it would surprise me if his team didn't have his back because of the way he speaks about them publicly.
Yeah.
By and large, that's a good game to play with professional athletes, right? Like, you scratch my back. That's what he's doing. Manny Machado can be in a 3 for 38, and he says it's a blip.
Yep.
And he trusts fully in Randy Vasquez.
He said 180 in 3 months, just a blip.
It's just a blip. So by and large, that's a way to have the backing of your clubhouse. And I also think he's obviously different in the clubhouse than he is with the media. I don't know why it always comes back to being a conversation about the manager. That's just how the sport is.
Yeah.
I mean, the conversation in LA until Dave Roberts won a World Series was about Dave Roberts as a manager. And the conversation here, I already see it. People are like, well, if they lose in the wild card, Shilt's got to go. It's always about the manager.
Yeah.
It's not about like the team's poor play. He's a part of it. He's an extension of the team. He'll be held accountable. But I mean, I think honestly, as much as we criticize Mike Shildt, I mean, he should be back. Why wouldn't he be
100%.
back? Why wouldn't he be back?
Also, there was a part in there. Did you catch what he said in there about himself?
Yeah, he was a bunter.
Brent caught it. He looked at me immediately. Goes, what?
He said that he was such a bad college player that he would bunt with one out.
Yeah.
Funny, ironic.
Interesting, because you're bunting with one out with major league players like Luis Ariz, who's a 3-time batting champion in like the second inning or the first inning.
The difference is we'd have to go back and look. I think Mike Shilt's a fierce proponent of bunting with no one out. I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
That's his style. That's his style.
Yeah, the one out thing is tough because
like
he wants
what are you
to
playing for?
Yeah. I mean, unless it's late in the game and you're tied
But what are you going to do with 2 outs by moving runners? You still need a hit.
Right, but at least you put a runner in scoring position.
I guess if they got runners at first. I mean, that's
that's
even more like,
there's a runner at first. There's one out.
It's the World Series.
Game 7 of the World Series.
Need to get him in.
And it's a tie game in the bottom of the 9th inning.
They'd probably try to bunt him.
Absolutely. And I would be a proponent of that.
Yeah.
Because
that's
like
different.
you need one run here.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like they're playing for only one run.
That's exactly right.
And that's where I have the problem.
No, that's exactly right. Let's go to the phones. 877-767-4760. It's 877-767-4760. Eric on line 1. Eric, you're back on with John and Jim. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, thank you guys for
Yeah.
taking the call. Yeah, this whole bunting and small ball thing. And I want to use the example of I think it was Wandy coming in. I forget what inning it was today. And it makes me think, at this point, if you need a shutdown lefty to face, I forget who he was facing before he gave up the home run. And I get it. Morahone is our 7th inning guy, he's our 6th inning guy, or whatever it is. Why don't they just bring him in then? And that's one question I would have. And the same thing with the bunt. If you need a run, just if you need an opportunity, just do it now. Don't wait until you're going into desperate measures. I mean, and this might even happen with the last series of the season. We're gonna need the Dodgers to win or lose or whatever, to be an example, right? Or even this 4-game series against the Giants. We're gonna need them to win, but let's not root for the Dodgers just because. And I think we need to get away from that. If you got to bring in a run bunt, so be it. Bring Morahone in early. You don't got to wait till later. And I think that has to start happening.
Appreciate it, Eric. I mean, you know the adage, Jim, with like sometimes the save's in the 7th inning, right?
Yeah. Sometimes the save's in the 3rd inning, John.
You can't. Again, the strategy was bad with Wandy Peralta.
Well, his ground ball rate is amazing. He's top 5 in ground ball rate in baseball out of the bullpen.
And if he gets a ground ball, you still have 6 innings to cover.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it was just a bad strategy. There's never been a save in a 3rd inning.
Look, if it's Game 7 of the World Series, you're probably going to Morahone there.
Yeah, if it's literally Game 7 of the World Series,
you need a lefty, you're going to Morahone, and you're making sure these guys give you an inning and 2/3 like the entire rest of the way with him, Estrada, Miller, and Suarez.
Yeah, but guess what? It wasn't.
I know.
Game 7 of the World Series.
I know.
They should have treated it. And I've said this recently where, like, Mike, you're down 1-0 to the Rockies at Coors. Why are you trying to move runners? It's the 2nd inning.
Yeah, I know.
It's a regular season game.
Yeah, it feels like they play tight. And they're like, we got to win. So we got to try everything on the margins here.
I just feel like he's trying to manage like, hey, this is how I need to manage in the postseason. So let's do it now. And I'm like, it's not working now.
Well, the one thing I would bet on is that Mike doesn't manage differently in the postseason.
Right.
That we saw glimpses of it recently.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll manage like that, which is what we saw today. Now, another thing that you could also, think about, Randy Vasquez most likely is not going to be pitching and starting a game in the postseason.
Correct.
So today, what happened probably won't happen in the postseason, right? Unless they decide to take out Yu Darvish or Dylan Cease or Michael King or Nick Pivetta after 2 1/3, which would be insane.
Wouldn't be Pivetta, but based on what we've seen, for example, from King or at times from Cease or Darvish, is it impossible to envision the quick hook on anyone other than Nick Pivetta? I could see quick hooks. I mean, we'll see.
I can see quick hooks, but again, he didn't have quick hooks last year in the postseason, even when Dylan Cease was struggling in Game 4 and Game 1.
Yeah.
But I also think that's a byproduct of what the offense did last year, knowing and thinking to himself, we've been such a great offense all year. Mm-hmm. We've come back from big deficits. Like, there's no concern in my mind that this offense can come back in a game. Totally different this year because there's not that confidence of like, oh, of course we can come back in a game. No, the thought process is we got to keep it as close as possible because this offense is not good trailing in games.
Yeah, and he believes that because you see it based on his managerial style, because of how he's managing these games. All right, we'll continue to react. We'll get to some of your texts. 70470, start it with team, or call us. 877-767-4760. Is the division even a possibility at this point for the Padres? Plus, Chris Hodge taking Vegas has free picks for our listeners. We'll talk some NFL and college with them. Coming up at 4:30, we have Aztec tickets to give away for Saturday night against Cal at Snapdragon Stadium. We'll do that in the 4 o'clock hour. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, San Diego Sports 760 presents our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival live this Friday and Saturday from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The biggest names across all styles of music all together on one stage on one weekend. Many of these artists like Mariah Carey, Tate McRae, Tim McGraw, and others have headlined the biggest festivals around the world this year. And we have them all on one stage in one weekend. Experience the show live all weekend long. Stream it only on Hulu and listen on the iHeartRadio app tomorrow and Saturday starting at 7:30 p.m. Sponsored locally by STK Steakhouse.
Have you ever been to STK Steakhouse? Why am I asking you that? That's a no.
All right, back to
John buys all his steaks there. Duh.
I'm trying to think. Like that would be like me asking you.
Did I go to the tofu house today?
Did you go to the geography house this morning?
Oh,
Have you been to the library this week?
Oh,
Went to the spelling bee? Were you?
Oh, did you go to school?
No, not did you go to school? Did you I don't think
Did you pass
my
English?
guess is you weren't like a Scripps spelling bee finalist. Like I'm guessing you weren't in DC as a 12-year-old.
What you don't say, John?
I just don't see you as spelling like expialidocious or whatever the words are.
Yeah, I didn't enter my school spelling bee.
This would be like his school spelling bee would be like spell cat.
Like TAG.
KAT.
KAT.
Anyway, no. Have you been to this steakhouse, STK Steakhouse?
No, but I heard it's fantastic.
You should go.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. We haven't touched on, we've talked about the Padres for an hour and 15 minutes, and we'll continue to for the next 2 hours and 45 minutes. The breaking news baseball story today, you've touched on the updates, is Clayton Kershaw will retire. I don't think this is a surprise.
No, it's not.
He's going to retire at the end of the 2025 season, whenever it ends. For the Dodgers, he's got one more start at home? Is he making 2 starts in the regular season? I'm not even sure.
Well, he has one more start at home. So it's tomorrow night. Clayton Kershaw, by the way, I mean, I hate to say it. Dude is pretty incredible. Like
regular season, yes.
Regular season, yeah. Postseason, a whole different story. Postseason, he is the Peyton Manning of baseball. Probably worse.
Yeah.
Because at least Peyton has 2 Super Bowls. Clayton has one fake one in 2020. Well, actually he has one last year too, but he didn't even pitch, so it doesn't even count because he was hurt last year.
Right.
So he has one World Series that he was a part of, but it was in the 2020 season. Take that for what it is.
Right.
But I mean, this year at 37 years old, 10-2 with a 3.53 ERA. Like, what?
I mean, his career numbers are ridiculous. You're 100% right. But his postseason numbers, man, he will. That's hard to overcome for a lot of people.
Yep.
Because he was a completely different pitcher in the postseason. But I mean, his career numbers are 254, 222 wins today. Like you win 222 games in the 2020s.
You're a
2000s,
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Easy first ballot, close to 100%. 222 and 96, a winning percentage of 700.
My guess is he will become the second player in baseball history to get 100% for the Hall of Fame.
Is the other Griffey?
No, the other was Mariano Rivera. Even like I think Kershaw and maybe Justin Verlander, but more so Kershaw because of how beloved he is. I think, and because he stayed with one team his entire career, just like Mariano, I think he gets 100%.
It's interesting. You might be right. I won't disagree with that, but I mean, what's funny is he, let me ask you this. Is he the best starting pitcher in the history of baseball? I know the answer. You're going to say no, right? In the history of baseball, there's no way.
In the regular season?
There's no way. It's not even close. There's guys with way better career numbers than Clayton Kershaw.
No, I mean,
is he Sandy Koufax?
He's this generation than Sandy Koufax.
But I'm saying Koufax didn't get 100%, so why should Clayton? Would be my argument.
I think just because.
Is he Bob Gibson?
I just think because of the media nowadays and how beloved he is.
Yep. No, I agree with your point.
Look, as a
hater.
Clayton Kershaw hater for the last damn near 20 years, all right? Like, I'm happy that thank you. Like, Kershaw, we're done.
Well, look at his numbers against the Padres in his career. It's a joke in terms of how good he was or has been.
Look at his numbers against everybody.
Yeah, but it's even more pronounced against the Padres.
Padres, Giants. Like, it feels like I saw a stat a couple of weeks ago when Kershaw faced the Giants. that Kershaw gave up 3 runs in like the first inning. It was like the most runs he's given up to the Giants in his career in one inning. Was that?
And it was like 1.
It was like 3. Yeah, it was
insane.
It was insane.
Right.
How good he has been.
Right.
But not of a hater of the Dodgers. Like I'm like good about damn time, right? But as just like a baseball, I love baseball.
Yeah.
A baseball fan.
No, I agree.
You can't help but say that he's one of the best regular season pitchers ever. Then you get to the postseason, you're like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, you made an interesting argument. I don't disagree. I mean, I tend to agree. Like, he may get 100% of the votes on the first ballot, but then I go back to like, well, he had a better career than some of those guys that came before him. Like, he's a better pitcher than Pedro Martinez. He's a better pitcher than Sandy Koufax. A better pitcher than Bob Gibson. All those guys, I guess, didn't get 100% for whatever reason. And I think the postseason story is probably at least part of the story to get 100% every single vote, 4.5 career ERA in the postseason. He'll get close.
Yeah, he'll get very close. I'm just going to say, looking at Sandy Koufax's best year,
it's ridiculous.
And then looking at Clayton Kershaw's best year, and they're pretty similar.
Okay, give me Kershaw's best year.
All right. Hold on. Hold on. Clayton Kershaw. All right. So Clayton Kershaw's best year, he won the Cy Young, won the MVP. My computer's loading.
Mm-hmm.
Probably going to take another 2 hour and a half. All right. Kershaw's best year was 2014. 21-3 with a 1.77 ERA, 6 complete games, won the Cy Young and the MVP. Okay. Now he only made 27 starts. So that's one thing right there. But that's his best year.
Okay.
The Cy Young and the MVP award. Hold on. Sandy Koufax, his best year, also Cy Young and MVP. He went 25-5 with a 1.88. Difference is, and Koufax is better, but the difference is the innings and the games, and then the complete games. It's ridiculous.
How many innings?
311 innings.
Because they used to pitch every 4 games.
That's not even the crazy stat.
It's going to be what, 40 starts?
40 starts, 20 complete games, 11 shutouts. And then to finish off Koufax's career at 30 years old, it's crazy how it
was 10-year run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. His final year in the big leagues, 27-9, 41 starts, 27 complete games, 323 innings pitched, 1.73 ERA.
But you know the best single season, though, in baseball history for a starting pitcher in the last 100 years?
Gibson?
Bob Gibson. Gibson in 68 had a 1.12.
Yeah.
34 games, 34 starts, 22-9 with a 1.12 and 304 and 2/3 innings, an 11.2 WAR.
Wow.
A 1.12.
But in today's game, like
there hasn't been anyone better in modern. You could argue there hasn't been a better pitcher, right? You could say, like you said, the Verlanders, the Scherzers. Right. I mean, he's been as good as those pitchers.
Yeah, and then you look at like Kershaw the following year after he won the MVP and Cy Young. He went 16-7, but he had a 2.13 ERA and 33 starts, 232 innings, and 300 strikeouts.
Yeah, 300 strikeouts.
Like in the modern day game in 2015, like that's really good.
It is.
It's not Sandy Koufax level, but like I bet you if Kershaw pitched back in the Sandy Koufax era, the numbers would be different.
Probably true. All right, we're going to continue to react to the Padres losing a series to the Mets, what it means in the NL West and for their playoff chances and seeding in general on the other side. Plus, Chris Hodge taking Vegas will join us at 4:30 on free NFL and college picks for our listeners. The wrap is coming up at 4 p.m. and we have Aztec tickets to give away in the 4 o'clock hour for Saturday night as San Diego State takes on Cal at Snapdragon Stadium. This is John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Poway Rodeo. Padres lost to the Mets today. They lost 2 of 3 in New York. They're 2.5 games back of the Dodgers in the NL West with 9 to play and no tiebreaker. Padres will go to Chicago, where they probably will go the wild card series. They play the White Sox this weekend for a 3-game series. The Dodgers start a 4-game series with the Giants tonight up in LA. Speaking of the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw today announcing that he will retire at the end of the 2025 season. NFL Thursday Night Football tonight. We have Buffalo taking on the Dolphins in Buffalo. 5:15 kickoff time there. And at 6 p.m. tonight, we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis starting at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Poway Rodeo is back September 26th and 27th. 3 thrilling shows with Broncos and Bulls. Saturday is Kids Buck Day. Fun for the whole family. Enjoy food, music, and rodeo jams after party. Get your tickets only at powayrodeo.com. Skip the Scams, presented by Petter Ram, powered by Monster Energy.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Chris Hodge, takingvegas.com, will join us at 4:30. Free picks for our listeners. And we'll give away some Aztec tickets for Saturday night coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, as Jim's been telling you. Sean Lewis Show coming up at 6 p.m. as well. We're reacting to what you can react to. I mean, the Padres today, it went quietly into the afternoon in New York. The 1 run.
Very quietly.
I mean, if you watch this game, and I get probably a lot of people didn't, and I understand why. It's at 10 in the morning. They fall behind early. I mean, they're down 6-1 basically the entire game. Their 1 run that they scored, let's remind everyone, was the result of an error. The only run they scored was an unearned run against the starter for the New York Mets, Jonah Tong. And that was it. Sack fly. Like their only offense today was the sack fly. The whole game boils down to this decision, potentially, we thought in real time, this decision to have Randy Vasquez depart with 1 out in the 3rd inning, trailing 2-1, and they go to Wandy Peralta. At the end of the day, it's 1 of 162. They feel magnified. You got to win these games this time of year. I can't go down the path, even though I see people doing it, that they lost this game, therefore they cannot. Like this idea, they lost this, therefore they cannot. I get it. I'm losing faith too. I see the same things everyone is watching, but I can't correlate giving up home runs to the New York Mets, meaning they're losing to the Chicago Cubs in 10 days. I can't.
Right. But you also have, and we will have 162 games
of
evidence to show you who this team is. And who this team is they're not a good road team. Their offense is not good. They don't have any pop. Their back end of the bullpen was considered a strength, but now it's kind of like, other than Mason Miller, sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Your starting rotation on paper looks good, but sketchy. And you got your manager who making some moves. They're like, what are you doing? So look, could they flip the switch here and flip the script and start playing some amazing baseball in October? Yeah. But I wouldn't put that as a high chance of happening. Now they still can play good baseball and they still can win series. They need a lot of things to go right for them, and they need to play clean fundamental baseball, as Mike Shildt always preaches. But you're right. The confidence level going into a series, watching this team through 162 games this year, it's going to be the confidence will be wavered.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How disappointing is what we've watched play out in this manner? What I mean by it is it's not like the Dodgers won 105 games and there was nothing you could do. I never would have asked the Padres to win 105 games. That wasn't realistic at the trade deadline. The writing would have been on the wall at some point if you were 16 out.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, they were 9 out, but then they got back into it and even took a lead. My point is, with it just being here for the taking seemingly, does it make it even worse? Because it just feels like with the most to play for, we've kind of seen some of the worst of them. Like their least has come out when the most has been on the line. Whatever, 8-15 their last 23, something like that. You flip it and you play 15-8, which we thought they were capable of doing. They're winning this division going away.
Yeah.
It's just like they didn't take advantage of it when seemingly it was there to be taken advantage of. And isn't that just kind of disappointing?
Oh, it's incredibly
It
disappointing.
feels very disappointing to me the way they're finishing.
This has been the first year in forever, since 2010, that the division has been there
The whole time.
and they couldn't take advantage of it. They haven't been able to take advantage of it. Now, it's not over yet. It's
Right.
not completely done.
Right.
You know, Dodgers could lose tonight, and you're like, too bad.
Right back where we started.
Exactly, right back where we started. That's what's been happening. Whenever the Padres lose, the Dodgers lose.
That is
Whenever
true.
the Padres win, the Dodgers win.
A lot.
So, like tonight, we'll see what happens. Padres, or not Padres, but Giants, Dodgers, and hey, Dodgers could lose tonight with Yamamoto on the mound, and then it's
100%.
like right back to 2 with 9 to play. Just makes things a little harder,
Yep.
you know. But if they win tonight, it's gonna feel like it's kind of over. But yeah, they have been gifted so many opportunities to take advantage of the Dodgers playing poorly. And for a while, they took advantage of it to make this thing a race.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely did. They had a 14-3 stretch. They made up 9 games in like a month and a half or
Yep.
even shorter period of time. And they got to where they actually had a division lead.
Right.
And then ever since they lost the division lead, they haven't been able to take it back. And during that time, how many games have the Dodgers lost that the Padres then lost that night too, or lost the same day? A lot.
Ton of time. I mean, Kevin yesterday said, like, in September,
Yeah.
there's only a couple of instances of the teams not having the identical result.
And I want to say there's been a lot of moments where the Padres were either still playing the game or they hadn't played the game yet, or they just started knowing that the Dodgers lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that's been the case for a good amount of games the last month. Like, oh, the Dodgers just lost. We have an opportunity.
Take advantage of it.
And then they just lose.
In the same respect, though, there's been recent games where the Padres lose in New York in the afternoon,
Yeah.
locally, and the Dodgers play at night locally.
Yeah, they know what's going on.
The Dodgers against the Phillies, Jim, in the 2 games they lost, had multiple run leads in both of the games.
Did you see the stat? And I don't have it in front of me. I don't know the exact stat. I'll just tell you that it was really, really good. The Dodgers starters against the Phillies, go look it up.
Well, they had obviously Snell yesterday, who was dominant.
Yeah,
They had
Glass now.
Otani,
and Otani.
5 hitless innings.
If it weren't for the Dodgers bullpen, Dodgers would have swept that series.
It's kind of like if it wasn't for the Padres starters.
Right.
Because now the starters are just giving up home runs like they're going out of style.
They gave up so many home runs.
It's home run everywhere. Homer.
Yeah.
So
So,
Peralta wanted to get in.
The
on
Dodgers
action.
could have put you out of your misery a long time ago, and they
Yeah.
didn't. And you could have made this thing, pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying it's not interesting still,
It's interesting.
but it doesn't feel like it's interesting. It feels like we have to talk about the division because on paper it says 2 games or 2.5 games, but really the like when we break everything down, we really look into it.
It's like we know it's going to
Are
happen.
they really going to win the division?
Yeah, it's like when I'm not a movie guy, right? Would you call me a movie guy?
I would not call you a movie guy.
It's like watching a movie and you know when it starts, like one of these rom-coms, like I know how it's going to end. I'm going to watch this for 90 minutes. I see there's no twist, there's no turn. You know what's happening. It's playing out right in front of your eyes. You'd have to be foolish to think something else. That's what I feel like I'm watching. Like it's just in slow motion. We're going through motions.
Like, I don't think we're going to get an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
No, I don't think it's, and I've seen that movie where like the dude's dead or whatever.
Huh? There's a
The
lot
whole
of movies.
time.
What?
The dude is dead the whole time.
Yes, he's right.
What movie?
Thank you.
What movie?
Sixth Sense.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Now, again, if you know that going into the movie, is the movie as good?
No.
And that's what I'm saying about the division race. Do we already know what's going to happen at the end of the regular season?
Well, if we're watching a rom-com, then yeah, we probably
Right.
do.
But if we're watching M. Night, there's a twist or a
if we're
turn.
watching The Sixth Sense,
That's a good
we might be
point.
like, oh my gosh.
That's a very good point. I like that. All right, the wrap is coming up at 4 p.m. We've been all over the map here. The wrap at 4, Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily, presented by TakingVegas.com as free picks for our listeners at 4:30. We'll give away Aztec tickets for Saturday night as well, coming up at around 4:45. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it is Schaefer again, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer with new vehicles arriving daily, including their most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com if you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota. There you can check out all the latest offers and search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, or take each day further than you thought possible. In a new Camry with its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today. Discover what makes Camry legendary. There's no better time than now to get your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today or Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers, we make it easy. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Sean Lewis Show coming up at 6 p.m. We'll give away Aztec tickets in the 4 o'clock hour. The wrap is coming up. Chris Hodge taking Vegas will join us as well at 4:30. We're reacting to the Padres. We're getting ready for the big game tonight.
Buffalo against the Miami Dolphins. Bills, Dolphins, Thursday Night Football.
I wasn't thinking that game.
Oh.
Wasn't thinking Bills, Dolphins. You might be asking yourself, well, what was I thinking?
Hold on.
I don't even know what it is, but there's a college game.
I knew it.
I was thinking Rice, Charlotte.
Really?
What do you think is a bigger game nationally? Buffalo, Miami, Josh Allen, Tua Tagovailoa, or Rice, Charlotte?
Well, it's a big matchup on ESPN, John.
Which one? Rice and Charlotte, right?
Charlotte, yeah.
But the other one's on Amazon Prime, right?
Jim, do you know where Rice is?
Great question. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for that. I wouldn't have asked. You should know this. You're a rice guy. You eat rice, right?
Yeah. It's back east somewhere, right?
Back east. Well, I'll say this. It's east of San Diego.
Okay.
So is everything in America.
Like I meant like on the East Coast.
Well, I wouldn't call it the East Coast.
Is it in Texas?
Bingo. Look at you.
And Texas is not in the East Coast, but
no, it's a big state too.
I just realized, I think it's in Texas.
It's in Houston.
Of course it is.
Yes, you do. It's in Houston.
Now the other question that you should ask me is,
where's Houston?
Where's Charlotte?
No, you know where Charlotte is.
It's in Charlotte.
What state?
North Carolina.
Yeah, okay.
He had to think about it. He almost said South.
Scared
for a
me,
second.
man, because that's where the Carolina Panthers are.
Yeah, no, but Charlotte, like, is it in North Carolina? Yeah, it's in North Carolina.
Yeah, you said it was.
I know.
You're right.
I'm just saying.
Man, you're a fun one. I can play the geography game all day. But
I know you can, but I can't. And if I needed to find somewhere on the map to save my life,
you're not gonna. Where's Buffalo?
Nice knowing you.
Where's Buffalo?
New York.
Well, where? Like if compared to New York City, near, far, left, right, up, down,
up
from New York City,
close to the border.
Yeah, yes, but up and over.
It
would be far. You're far west, upstate New York, on the lakes.
Yeah.
You know where Miami is?
Yes.
You've been to Miami, haven't you?
I have.
Where's this game tonight? Buffalo or Miami?
Buffalo.
See, here's the thing. When you get Miami to play up north, but it's September.
That's a good thing for
that's what I was
Dolphins.
gonna say. Like they can deal with that.
Yep.
It's when you get Miami in those like
December
ridiculous coats that they're wearing on the sideline, and everyone's so bundled up.
Yeah.
And we said 2 years ago when they lost to the Chiefs in the wild card round?
Yeah.
-12. They have no shot.
None.
In that environment. Now, I don't think they have a shot tonight, do they?
Well, no.
Even with the warmer weather.
The line tonight is Buffalo -11.5.
This is the biggest line of the NFL season through 2 weeks.
It is?
Yeah, that's what Pro Football Talk said. This is the biggest line of the NFL season to date this year. Isn't that surprising? It's not crazy. It's not crazy big.
No, but that's wow.
I mean, if you're Buffalo and you believe this is who you're going to be, and you're a Super Bowl contender, you're not losing to the Dolphins at home.
No, you can't. And the Dolphins going 0-3 to start their season is going to put them in jeopardy of making some wholesale changes here with their team. I mean, you got Tua this year. He's only got 3 interceptions on the season, a couple of really bad ones. Mike McDaniel, he's probably on the hot seat. Tyreek Hill, are they going to move off Tyreek Hill and trade him this season? No, there's a couple teams out there that would love to have that.
Right.
You know, the Dolphins are in a weird spot right now because you feel like this should be a good team, but there's something off there. There's something off. You know, you got Tua, you got Waddle, you got Achane, you got Tyreek Hill, you got some players on defense, but it's just off with them.
Well, when you say there could be changes coming, and I'm sure a lot of people agree with that, do you mean like in season? Like if they start, 1-6?
Yeah, I do.
Then something could happen in season.
I think Mike McDaniel could be fired. I think they could trade Tyreek Hill. I think they could have a serious conversation of the future with Tua. And they could maybe trade off some defensive pieces as well.
So 11-6 in 2023. That's when they lose to the Chiefs in that negative degree night in the postseason. 8-9 last year. Yep. Okay, not the end of the world, but not good. And now if you're 0-3, you're trending towards obviously a record worse than 8-9.
Yeah.
So that's not a good trajectory.
Let's look at the Dolphins schedule. All right. So you got the Bills tonight.
Right.
Next week, they have the Jets at home.
Well, obviously, it must win.
That's got to be a win.
Yeah.
Following week, they have the Panthers on the road. It's got to be a win.
So maybe they win that. Yeah.
So maybe they're 2-3. Then they face the Chargers at home.
I'll lose that game probably.
All right. So 2-4. Browns on the road.
Winnable 3-4.
3-4. Falcons on the road.
They'll be an underdog, right?
I'll say no. So 3-5.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens at home.
Lost
3-6. Bills at home.
So there's where you fire your coach. You're 3-7. Season's over.
3-7. Then you go to Madrid to take on the Commanders.
3-8.
And you come home and you face the Saints at home.
Could win that.
You face the Jets on the road.
Could win that. 5-8.
5-9.
Oh, maybe 5-9. How many games left do you have? 3?
Steelers on the road.
Loss.
Bengals at home.
Loss. Maybe win.
Bucks at home.
Loss.
Patriots on the road.
They're looking at 6-11, right?
Probably.
Yeah, or worse.
6-11 or worse.
No matter when they make the changes will come. You don't go 11-6, 8-9, 6-11 in the NFL and not make changes.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Yeah, especially when you have you don't have as established a coach as Mike McDaniel. I think he's a good offensive mind, but it's when it gets worse and worse every single year, the likelihood of things changing are pretty high.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I mean, you think about like the Dolphins' history. It's like you're in the same division as New England for all these years. You got no shot, right?
And now it's the Bills.
It's like it sucks to be in those positions, but some of those teams, like you're on the short end of the stick.
You go from facing Tom Brady for 20 years to now facing Josh Allen for 20 years.
Imagine being a Jets fan. The Jets have dealt with the same thing.
Jets are in the same spot. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Jets have been worse probably than the Dolphins over the last 25 years.
Yeah.
All right. On the other side, we're going to get to the wrap. We're going to continue to react to the Padres losing the series to the Mets. They lose today 6-1. Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners coming up at 4:30. We'll give away Aztec football tickets for Saturday night. We'll get into that game at some point in the final couple of hours of the show as well. Sean Lewis show coming up at 6 p.m. Obviously a huge game for San Diego State, trying to get back to the winning ways against a 3-0 Cal team that'll be here Saturday night. We'll give away tickets for that game coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. But again, the wrap on the other side to kick off hour 3 of John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Bill Howe Plumbing. Padres losing again today to the Mets. They lost 2 of 3. They're now 2.5 games back of the Dodgers with 9 games to play. They also do not have the tiebreaker. Dodgers hold the tiebreaker there. So they're about they're really 3.5 games back with 9 to play. Tonight, Dodgers take on the Giants for a 4-game series starting tonight up at Dodger Stadium. Speaking of the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw announced today that he will be retiring at the end of the baseball season. Tonight, Thursday Night Football in Buffalo, Bills and Dolphins, 5:15 kickoff time there. And at 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John, Rich, and Coach Lewis from 6 to 7 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Traffic may be slow, but your drains don't have to be. The experts at Bill Howe have been helping San Diego with their plumbing needs for 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOW because we know how. License number 488413.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of John and Jim. We'll continue to react to what played out at Citi Field today. It wasn't great.
No, it wasn't great. Before we get to any more about that, how could you not ask me on the radio what is the name of Charlotte?
Because
tonight?
I knew you didn't know it.
No, but you would have.
But you're right.
You would have put me in my
right.
place.
You're right. I would have. This is your favorite team, right? So we talked about Rice against Charlotte.
Yeah.
You don't know Rice, so now you do because you probably saw it, right?
I do. Yeah.
What is it?
The Owls.
Correct. Yeah. Charlotte is your team.
The 49ers.
The 49ers.
Yeah.
Now you might be asking yourself, why is Charlotte the 49ers?
Why is Charlotte the 49ers?
I don't have a good answer.
Oh.
Because I'm assuming it represents some type of gold rush. But how could Charlotte, North Carolina's gold rush coincide with San Francisco's gold rush?
Yeah.
Or is there something that Brent's going to actually look at?
I'm very disappointed in you and Brent for not putting me on the spot.
Okay, I'll put you on the spot right now.
For Charlotte. What's their team name?
I'm going to put you on the spot.
I never even thought about it until John said, I was like, oh, yeah.
Here, I'll put you on the spot. I'll put you on the spot. And one I think you might be able to get. What's San Diego State's nickname?
What? The nickname?
I'm saying what's their name? What's the Aztecs team name? San Diego State what?
San Diego State Aztecs.
Good. I wanted to give you a layup because, again, I don't expect you to know any of them.
What's their nickname?
Like, could you get all of them in the Mountain West? I think you could.
Ooh. I could probably.
Probably. Can you get?
Let me try.
Here we go.
All right.
Well, I could.
The Wyoming Cowboys.
It shouldn't be hard.
The San Jose State Spartans.
Right.
The
Here, let me just give him Air Force what? We might have you there. We might have him there.
Ooh.
It's not the easiest.
Air Force Falcons.
Good job. Boise State.
Broncos.
Colorado State.
Rams.
Fresno State.
Bulldogs.
Here's a tricky one. Grand Canyon. You won't get it.
Oh.
Is there no?
Oh.
It's a hard one.
Dude, I have no idea.
Antelopes or lopes?
I would never guess
exactly.
That.
Nevada.
Oh, Nevada.
The Nevada
Wolfpack.
Correct. New Mexico.
Red Raiders. No. That's Texas Tech, you idiot.
I can't. I can't go on. Like, I just want to end it all.
See, the day you were gone, me and John are trying to guess like the entire ACC that had like 20 schools in it.
And now we can't even get New Mexico. New Mexico Red Raiders. Is he okay?
Dude, no. Hold on.
So now
let me get
more chances.
New Mexico. I see it.
I see it like the Pit. You're thinking about basketball. Aztecs are playing New Mexico.
Yeah.
CBS Saturday morning.
Yeah. Aztecs against
the
New Mexico. Dude, you're gonna tell me I'm gonna be such. I feel like
you should.
I'm an idiot.
You're definitely an idiot on this one.
What is it?
Look in the chat. Lobos.
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot.
The Lobos. San Diego State.
Aztecs.
San Jose State.
Spartans.
Right. UNLV.
UNLV.
See, now this depends if it's basketball or football, though.
You're giving him a hint.
No, it's not.
You don't know UNLV? Don't look at anything.
I'm not looking at anything.
I mean, I hate to be the guy. They won a national championship in basketball while you've been alive.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He was like 2.
Still.
No. Jeez. Dude, I'm blanking so
I know.
hard.
you're
My
going
head
through
is.
it. This is like performing on stage.
Yeah. The UNLV running Rebels.
Correct for basketball, but not for football. They're the Rebels. Utah State. Again, not the easiest. It's not one you hear every second of every day.
Yeah. Utah State.
Sam Merrill.
I know.
Yesterday, you're making fun of me for not knowing the Bird NFL teams.
Yeah, I know.
named 5 of them.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. You also named like the Swans.
I did. I made them up. They would be the
Utah, not the Utes.
Not the Utes.
Not the Utes. The Utah State.
This experiment failed miserably.
Oh, it did. Yeah. Put me on the spot and I failed hard.
This is the Aggies, Utah State Aggies.
Yeah.
And Wyoming, you got right.
Yeah.
The Cowboys.
Dude.
Hawaii.
Hawaii Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah. Warriors are Rainbow Warriors. Good job, man. You got like a 70%.
I passed.
In the league that San Diego State
That's
is
how
in.
I got through school is I
70%.
just passed.
I like
70%.
it. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, C's get degrees.
What do you got, Brett?
Charlotte, back to 5 minutes ago, Charlotte chose the 49ers as its mascot to honor its founding year, 1946, and the spirit of the California Gold Rush of 1849, symbolizing the settlers' journey and resilience.
The spirit of the California Gold Rush? Like, guys,
Charlotte?
you're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Like, stop copycatting. All right, after all
Maybe
that.
they started in Charlotte and moved west.
Right. That was a disaster. Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30.
It was, yes,
we'll
it
give
was.
away Aztec tickets. They're taking on the Cal
Bears.
Correct. On Saturday night at 7:30. Right
You should
now.
just do that from now on.
I'm going to do that.
and
from
I'm
now
going to
on.
just like show how
I'm
big of an
gonna do
idiot
that.
I am.
They're taking on the, like, what would be the worst one you couldn't know? Like, well, anyway, let's get to it.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Like Washington State.
You know that? You
Said
brought
we
up,
just played them.
they just played them.
I know they did.
Do you know their name?
I see it. Not the Beavers, right?
No, it's Oregon State.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Cougars. Just get to the
Cougars.
wrap.
Yeah, there we go. I knew
I
that.
know them. I'm not quizzing myself. All right, get to it.
Who wins tonight's Thursday night football showdown? The NFL, not Charlotte. And
Right.
I was gonna pick Rice tonight, actually. The Buffalo Bills. Now, will they cover? Is the question. Will they cover the 11.5 point spread? My guess is yes, just because they're. But I wouldn't also be surprised if there's some crazy backdoor cover at the end of that game.
I know it seems so easy to just be like Buffalo at home, they'll win by 2 scores, but they basically have to win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'll say they do it. 34-20 tonight, Buffalo over Miami.
I like that score.
That's realistic. 34-20. Next question.
how would you describe Clayton Kershaw's legacy?
Coming from a Clayton Kershaw hater myself, I would describe his legacy as one of the best regular season pitchers of all time, coupled with the fact that he just always choked in the postseason.
Yeah. That's how I would define it.
I can't talk about Clayton Kershaw's career without mentioning how many times he choked in the postseason. If that's a part of his legacy, it has to be.
Has to be. Now, I think the legacy is way different if they didn't have 2024. You know, I know he didn't pitch.
He didn't pitch at all.
That's a good point.
So I don't even count that.
2020, I don't really count because it's 2020.
But he was a big part of that.
Yeah, I know.
He did, I think, pitch. He pitched in did he pitch in the clincher
We could look it up.
in Texas against the Tampa Bay Rays? I know he made a couple starts and he was actually pretty good that postseason.
What was the story that year? That Snell was taken out so early.
Yeah, Snell was taken out.
Yeah.
Game 6 or something, I think. 5.
Feels like a blur. That year in the postseason, 8 innings, no runs against Milwaukee. 6 innings, 3 runs against the Padres. 5 innings, 4 runs against the Braves. And then in 2 starts, 11 and 2/3 innings, 3 runs against Tampa Bay.
Did he come out? Did he close that
I
game?
don't know. He was 2-0. So I'm guessing maybe.
Yeah. Did he have?
I could find out.
How many? Let me see.
2 starts, 2-0 in the 2020, 11 and 2/3 innings, 14 strikeouts, 3 walks.
So he didn't. It says he pitched in 3 games, right?
2 in the World Series.
I thought he came out of the bullpen. I might have been mistaken.
Whatever.
He's coming out of the bullpen a lot in the postseason, and it's backfired miserably. He also, I know what I'm thinking about. The World Series against the Houston Astros. He came out of the bullpen. The trash can.
Right. World Series. Yeah. All right, next question.
What's more likely, the Padres win the division or they win the World Series?
Dude, that's such a good question.
I got to go to Fangraphs because it actually has the statistical chances for both. And I don't know the answer.
Give me the number.
So the playoff odds right now for the Padres in terms of winning the division, they have a 5.8% chance of winning the division, which is higher slightly than their chance to win the World Series of 4.7%. They have a 1% better chance of winning the division.
The correct answer is the division.
Correct answer mathematically is the division.
Yeah.
Is that interesting to you that they actually have a similar chance of winning the World Series?
Kind of. It's interesting because they're going to have to go through all really good teams.
4 series.
Probably all on the road to start. Like, you have to think, in 2022, they started the postseason with 5 consecutive road games. 3 in New York, 2 at Dodger Stadium.
That's right.
Before they got a home playoff game.
That's right. They were 3-2 in those 5 games. Yep.
And then they got the luck of the draw that the Phillies, the 6th seed that year, got hot. And so then you got home field in the championship series.
Right.
But there is a real possibility that of the first 2, 4, 7, the first 7, 8, 9 playoff games, you'd only have 2 at home.
That's exactly right.
Because 3 on the road to start the wild card,
Then
2 on the road to start the division,
then 2 at home potentially.
and then 2 at home, right?
But then the next 3 would be on the road.
The next 3 would be on the road because if you got to a game 5, now they won it in 4.
Yeah.
But you get my point is like, that's a lot of road games going forward for a team that's not good on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that mathematically the Padres have a better chance of winning the division than they do of winning the World Series, but that I guess makes sense. Neither are likely.
Yeah. Like now talking that out, seeing that the path of the Padres to start would be if they got past the Cubs, say they got past the Cubs in 3, just like they did in 2022. So 3 on the road there, 2 on the road to start in Milwaukee. Then, if you come home and you don't finish it off at home and take 1 in Milwaukee, then game 5 back in Milwaukee.
And games 1 and 2, let's say, in like Philadelphia the next round.
Yeah. So of the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, of the 10 playoff games that you potentially could play if you played the max in the wild card and the max in the division, and the first 2 of the NLCS, 7 of those are on the road.
No,
8 of them are on the road. 8 of them are on the road.
Yeah, there's a world where you're right. Those road teams could play 8 of the first 10 playoff games on the road. They'd be winning to get that many games.
Absolutely.
But they'd be winning on the road. That's interesting. And again, they haven't been great against good teams on the road.
Not on the road, yeah.
Next question.
Is Russell Wilson a top 12 quarterback in the NFL?
Why do you say top 12?
Well, I'm at NFL.com and they did a tier system and a ranking of every quarterback right now. They rank him 12th.
12th?
I know. It seems very high, right? Do you want the list?
Sure.
Here's tier 1. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert in that order, and then Baker Mayfield. Tier 2. Stafford, Hurts, Prescott, Jordan Love, Jared Goff. Okay. Tier 3, Jaden Daniels starts tier 3, and then Russell Wilson would be the 12th, followed by Daniel Jones. You like that list?
Okay, what they're doing is right now.
Right now. They're 2 weeks of the season. Yeah, exactly, right now.
Well, he leads the league in passing. Top 12.
So you could kind of buy it, is what you're saying?
The fact that they break it down in tiers, I think, is a little easier. If it's just, is he a top 12? Like, but
is he a third tier?
Yeah, I think at this point it's true. Yeah,
third tier quarterback.
By the way, they go to tier 5.
Yeah.
Here's tier 5 from these are the worst quarterbacks in the NFL through 2 weeks per, NFL.
The whole Bears roster.
Worst quarterback is Joe Flacco. Okay, followed by Jake Browning for the Bengals now.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy is 30th through 2 weeks. Caleb Williams is 29th. Cam Ward, the rookie number 1 pick for the Titans, is 28th.
Tell me if you like this,
Okay.
because right now this is the top-rated quarterbacks in the league, according to quarterback rating. Lamar Jackson leads the league. Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, my boy Mac Jones, Daniel Jones,
Come on.
Stafford.
Where's that Josh Allen?
Kyler Murray, Drake May, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers. That's the top 12 in quarterback rating.
Where's Mahomes? Like 32nd?
Mahomes is 26th.
26 through 2 weeks.
Now, if you're looking at QBRs, because QBR is a stat that like to be used for quarterbacks here. Lamar Jackson leads the league in QBR, followed by Goff, Herbert, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, and then Mac Jones.
Interesting. We'll get more into tonight in the NFL. Dolphins, Bills coming up with Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily. You can hear him each and every Saturday right here on San Diego Sports 760. He's got free picks for us coming up at 4:30. We'll give away Aztec tickets at 4:45. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Chris Hodge taking Vegas will join us coming up at 4:30 in 10 minutes. Then in about 20 minutes or so, we're going to give away tickets to see San Diego State and Cal on Saturday night. Now, through the magic of radio, we've already spoken with Sean Lewis. I mean, it's not a secret. And the reason I say that, like, sometimes you don't say that in this business because you could just be like, coming up next, Sean Lewis, and maybe it sounds like it's me and him in studio. But in what world can me and Rich be with Sean Lewis on campus? So the point is, I've already spoken with Sean Lewis today. But I'll be honest, man, the more I prepare for this game and the more I talk to like Sean and the more like Cal's 3-0, they're rolling. They've got this phenom quarterback. Everything has gone their way.
Yeah.
But now it's like, from Cal's perspective, can you avoid what for you is a trap? You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing. San Diego State is going to be up for their home game against a Power 4 opponent.
I hope so.
Is Cal going to be up for the opportunity a week before they start ACC play? They're now thinking about like ACC title games or 10-win seasons, things that they haven't done in a while. So I know San Diego State's going to be up for the game. I have no idea what's going to happen in the game. I think it's a very tough assignment. I mean, they're like 12-point dogs, something like that. But off a bye at home, I hope we see the best from the Aztecs on Saturday night.
I hope so too. This is a massive test for San Diego State.
Yeah,
massive test.
It is.
And they get the benefit of being at home.
Yep.
It'd be one thing if it was on the road like last
harder.
year, right?
Yep.
Last year, that was not a good in Cal.
That wasn't good.
If I remember correctly, it went sideways pretty quickly there in the first half, at the end of the first half.
Danny O'Neal was out, remember?
That's right. Yeah.
But you know what the score was at the half? The answer is no, but guess the score of the half.
Actually, you're right. It was a close game at the half.
7-3.
Yeah, it was a close game. The third quarter is where it got out of hand.
Yeah, final was 31-10.
Yeah, that's what
but it was 7-3 at the half.
Yeah, I remember because I was like, they made some really dumb decisions and turnovers, and it was kind of a stalemate there in the first half.
Okay, I don't remember it fully, but I just
a lot of penalties. I do.
Yeah,
a lot of penalties.
You're right.
So it's a huge test. If you're an Aztec fan, you want this test. You want to see how they perform under pressure, going up against a really good opponent, because you want the Aztecs to get to that level where it's like, you're humming on defense and offense, and as a team, you're 3-0. Like, you want to get to where Cal's at. And so what better way to test yourself than going up against a team that you want to be like, as far as, their offense up and down the field. They're a good team. They've blown teams out here. It's like, you want to get there. So play against a team that you want to, get to be like, and you're at home. So that is in your favor. Should be a good crowd.
Yep.
So hopefully that will help you. And yeah, it's a big test for San Diego State, and we'll see what they do. But if they do not perform well, man, it's gonna be a big bummer.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I would agree with everything you just said there. I mean, it's an opportunity, and you might just look at it on paper and be like, well, hold on. I mean, Cal's 3-0, and San Diego State lost to Washington State by 3 scores. I mean, are the Aztecs really going to be in this game? But I go back to last year. The Aztecs a year ago played Washington State at home and led by 12 in the fourth quarter. Now they ended up losing the game by 2 or whatever it was, 2 or 3. The quarterback they faced that day for Washington State is now the Heisman frontrunner at Oklahoma, John Mateer. So yeah, Cal's got a really good quarterback. That's fair. He's been awesome. He's also a true freshman. And a year ago, San Diego State took on a veteran quarterback at Washington State who's become one of the top quarterbacks in the nation now. And he's at the University of Oklahoma. The point is, it's not as simple as just being like, hey, Cal's got a really good quarterback. They lost. I think there's more that goes into it than just saying something like that.
Say their quarterback's name.
All right. I'm not even looking at what his name is.
His eyes are closed.
I think it's Jaron Kiave Songapolutelli. Boom.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say on air. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say peace. Rich, you got the rest. Now, that's impossible to say quick and in real time. And
Kiave Songapolutelli.
On the run, that was good. On the run, I'm not going to be like, Jaron Kiave Songapolutelli gets outside the pocket. I'm going to say JKS.
Yeah.
Or Songapolutelli.
Like, say it and be like, look, that's the only time.
I said it.
I said it. I got it out.
Yep.
Sometimes this is the way I was with Giannis, was the less you think about it, the easier it is to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you overthink it, then you're going to just
I used
screw
to
it up.
always overthink that name, Giannis's. And I
still can't say it perfectly.
Antetokounmpo?
Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
I don't know.
It's a hard name.
Giannis
man.
Antetokounmpo.
But you're right. Once it becomes like second nature, the problem is it's not second nature, this Cal quarterback.
Sanga
And I've
Pulatele.
been thinking about it all week.
Sanga Pulatele.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It
It
kind of
isn't.
rolls off the tongue.
But it does roll off the tongue as long as you don't look at it, try to read it. When you look at it, you're like, I'm
lost.
screwed.
Sanga Pulatele.
Sanga Pulatele. Sanga Pulatele.
I'm not saying it.
You're not going to
I'm
say
going to
it.
say it on air a couple times.
You're not going to say
But more like dead
Sanga
ball
Pulatele
situation.
over the middle.
Maybe.
Sanga Pulatele, 30-yard pass down the sideline, intercepted by.
Maybe, but that's the problem. You say it wrong, and now you're behind, and now there's an interception. Like everything's unraveling if you get it wrong.
So you and Rich don't have a bet on who's going to say his name more and who's going to breathe.
I
haven't even talked about.
I think Rich is going to try to say it a lot.
Yeah, Jim's awesome at saying those names, though. He's really good.
I know
Rich.
He loves it. Yeah,
I know. That's
I
why
think
I think
he's very good with it.
Sanga Pulatele.
Sanga Pulatele.
Sanga, is it Pula or Pola?
Pole.
Sanga
Sanga Pola.
Sanga Pulatele.
Whatever it is, he's been
Sanga
very good.
Pulatele.
All right, Chris Hodge
Good luck.
taking Vegas. He's going to give out free picks for our listeners, NFL and college. On the other side, we'll give away those Aztec tickets coming up at 4:45 in the 5 o'clock hour. We're getting back to the Padres, who lose today in New York. They lose the series to the Mets. We'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Dell Technologies. Padres losing to the Mets today, 6-1. They lost 2 of 3 in the series. They're 2.5 games back of the Dodgers in the National League West, which is really 3.5 because the Dodgers own the tiebreaker. Dodgers start a 4-game series tonight up in LA against the Giants. Speaking of the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw announced today that he will be retiring at the end of the 2025 season. Coming up tonight, 5:15, Thursday Night Football kicks off week 3 in the NFL. Wow, that's already quick. Bills and Dolphins in Buffalo. Tonight at 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis starting at 6 right here on San Diego Sports 760. The new Dell AI PC with Intel Core Ultra helps you fast forward through busy work like editing images, summarizing meeting notes, and responding to Jim's long emails, leaving more time for you time. Get yours at Dell.com/AIPC.
All right, Chris Hodge back with us. Another week of the NFL, as Jim just told you, gets underway here tonight with the Bills and the Dolphins. Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. You can hear each and every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Now, listen to this. He's given out free picks each of the first 2 weeks for our listeners. If you've played the picks, you're 4-0. He also hit on the text line, right? He hit on the text line. It's very good last week. One with Green Bay. Then he gave us the Eagles. He gave us LSU. He's now 4-0 with the picks for our listeners. But the one thing he didn't come through on, Chris, was the New York Mets. The Mets took 2 out of 3 from the Padres.
Yeah, how's
Chris.
the missus doing today?
First of all, forget her, and I know she's listening right now. How do you guys lose 2 out of 3 to that miserable baseball team?
Because have you watched the Padres?
But the Padres, I know both the Padres history and the Mets history is not good. I know, like, those two fan bases always expect something to go wrong, but the Mets stink right now. They're terrible.
Well, there's some news for you.
The Padres.
The Padres are also terrible right now.
Yeah, we're not going to blame you. All right, Chris, let's get to tonight. So we've got Thursday Night Football. We have the Bills. We have the Dolphins. How can our listeners get tonight's play from you tonight for the Bills and the Dolphins?
Yeah, man, same as always. Text the word WIN to the number 545454. We have this game tonight. And I know it's a heavy spread tonight. What we also did last week for everyone who texted in, we also gave them the false favorite that we had on Saturday, which was an outright underdog winner on Texas A&M. So I forgot to mention that in the email I sent to you guys. So everyone who texted in last week got that as well. So here's what we're going to do for tonight. You get the game tonight between Miami and Buffalo. We also have our college football game of the month going on Saturday. You're going to hear about that on Sports Investors Daily Saturday morning. So we're going to give that free as a bonus as well. So if you text the word WIN to the number 545454, we'll take care of you tonight. And then come Saturday, we'll give you that big game for free as well. So 2 free picks for free.
Love it. All right, let's get to our free picks for our listeners here. Chargers are 2-0 on the season. They play the Broncos this upcoming weekend. What's your opinion on that one?
So both teams actually in a tough spot. So back-to-back road games early in the season, that doesn't really work out well for teams, and that's the situation Denver is in right now. And Denver lost a game last week that was like Jets-like. Like only New York teams can lose in a way that Denver lost last week when they actually won the game and then had a 15-yard penalty to lose the game against the Colts. So that's a very tough loss. And Chargers have their home opener, but they just played on Monday night. So playing on Monday night early in the season and then coming back playing on Sunday, that's also a tough situation. So division game, I really think this is going to be a 3-point game, and that's indicative in the spread 2.5. So I'm going to stay away from that. I like the under in this game, 45.5. I think both teams are going to play well defensively. The Chargers have been playing sort of like a ground and pound type game. I know Herbert has aired out some big touchdown passes, but you know Harbaugh likes to run the ball, play defense. And I just think it's a bad spot for Denver this week. And I don't feel like they're going to have the offensive success they had against Indy, against the Chargers in this game. So I think 45.5 is a tough line there. I think it's a very high number. I don't think this game gets above 37. So we'll stay with the under there. We'll go under 45.5.
All right, the under for Chargers Broncos. Again, if you want tonight's game absolutely free, Miami and Buffalo, just text the word WIN to 545454. You heard me right. Text the word WIN. You'll get that college football play as well. Just text the word WIN to 545454. Let's switch to college football. We had the winner last week for our listeners, LSU. Now we get Florida. I mean, Florida's 1-2, Miami's 3-0. We get Florida and Miami. This is going to be in South Florida, right at the University of Miami. What's your play here?
Yeah, I mean, I might make a living just going against Florida this year. Remember a couple weeks ago, we used South Florida for free right here on the show last week. Yep. And look, they played well last week, despite Lagway throwing 5 interceptions in the game. But they didn't play a bad game at LSU. They actually played much better than I thought they would play. They still don't cover the game. And losing a game like that in the manner in which they lost it, because I don't know if you guys followed that game at all. They were up 3-0. They threw a 90-yard touchdown pass to go up 10-0, but it got called back due to holding. And it was just like the life came out of them. And you kind of knew it was just a matter of time before LSU made some plays. The way Florida lost that game was really, really tough. Now, Miami just played the same South Florida team that beat Florida a couple weeks ago, and Miami annihilated them. When I tell you the difference in talent that Miami has as opposed to what Florida has, it's night and day. And I know Florida's an SEC team, but Miami is insanely more talented. They're insanely deeper. And this is a bad back-to-back road spot for Florida off a very physical game against LSU that they were up for, that they lost. Line started at 7.5. It's now 9.5. And I think it's going to go higher than that because I think Miami wins by 3 touchdowns. These teams played each other last year. Miami killed them in the swamp. I don't see how Florida stays in this game. At very worst, Miami's going to win this game by 2 touchdowns, and it wouldn't shock me if they won it by 3, something like 38-17. So we'll go with Miami in this game.
As far as parlays go, Chris, what do you want our listeners to know about, why sports books are releasing free 14 parlays every day?
Oh, man, this is brilliant on there. I hope that the executives for these sports books are sitting in a boardroom just laughing that they got away with it. Because the sports books are actually, and I know you guys are in California, so you guys don't see this because FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM, they're not legal there. The sports books are actually telling their customers what to bet. They're actually doing that. And the customers are actually listening. And that is something that in all of my time in this business, I would have never predicted that would happen. The sportsbook is their enemy. They're there to take your money. People who are there to take your money you do not like. Yet the customer is gladly handing over the money. And I've said this on your show numerous times. If you guys are interested in doing 3, 4, 5-team parlays, you are not going to win. Forget it. The only way you can win is side bets, total bets, single game plays with a money management system. You can win if you do that. If you don't do that, you have no shot. So I'm trying to teach these guys the finer points and to not giving their money away. But a lot of customers don't want to listen. They want to keep doing these 14 parlays and giving their money away.
Well, what you could do is text the word WIN to 545454 and get tonight's Miami-Buffalo NFL game for absolutely nothing. Just text the word WIN to 545454. Now, you introduced us 2 weeks ago to girlsthatgamble.live. Now you've been on their podcast, so I need to hear about that experience.
Oh, I need to listen to that podcast.
I need to listen to that podcast. Tell us about the podcast appearance and what you want our listeners to know about this new site, girlsthatgamble.live.
Yeah, I was all with Brandy Roderick and Jessica Hall, very nice ladies. And, they're getting the job done over there. 2 weeks ago, they went 6-2. Last week, they went 5-3. So they're doing a good job. I also have Chanel Maxwell. She's coming on my podcast next week. And Chanel is phenomenal. What a personality she has. Very bubbly, obviously very pretty. Sorry, Danielle, I know you're listening, but you know the idea. Listen, it's all about, right now, the two biggest things are like girls and gambling, like in a certain way. And there's one website I can't mention. But, if you can get good winners from a site that's showing you pretty girls, I think that's a really good thing. And, Chanel is doing a great job over there. She'll be on my Bet Big Talk Loud podcast next Friday, not tomorrow, next Friday. And it's a good site and it's a fun site. The girls are interacting with the guys in a great way. But again, most importantly, you want to win money. And you want to speak to pretty girls, I mean, that's a one-stop shop right there. So girlsthatgamble.live, go check it out. Check out Chanel Maxwell. And if you tell her Chris Hodge sent you, she'll definitely take care of you some extra stuff.
All right. So again, Chris Hodge, Sports Investors Daily. You can catch him each and every Saturday right here on San Diego Sports 760 from 8 to 9 a.m. Looking for another winner tonight. If you want Buffalo, Miami, absolutely free. Plus that free college play as well. Just text the word WIN. That's WIN to 545454. Chris, always appreciate it, man. We'll do it again next week. Maybe we'll talk some MLB postseason heading into next week as well.
You know, I hope the Mets go on like a 6-game losing streak between now and then, and we don't have to deal with them in the playoffs. And look, I'm rooting for the Padres. I would like to see the Padres win something before everyone dies. That would be nice. So I'm rooting for you guys, man. Oh, who's the Dodgers and all this the Phillies? Forget them, miserable people. So I'm in it with you guys.
We appreciate that. Before everyone dies, it would be nice if the Padres.
Well, the good thing
won
with the Mets is now that they're not playing the Padres,
they'll lose.
They'll lose.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah,
Right. So they got Washington. And that's beautiful Mets right there. Because a few weeks ago they swept the Phillies and then lost 3 out of 4 to the Marlins, which is that's the way it's supposed to go. Now they got Washington. Then they go to Chicago, and then they end their season at Miami. And I hope to the heavens that Miami sweeps them in that series to knock them out of the playoffs. That would be a happy day in my house.
Oh,
that would be unbelievable. Chris, always appreciate you, man. We'll hear you this weekend on 760. We'll catch up again next Thursday, all right?
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Stuff. Chris Hodge, Sports Investor Daily, presented by TakingVegas.com. I was curious to get his thoughts on the Mets.
I kind of thought that was the route he was going to go.
I thought he might be kind of anti-Met.
Yeah.
As a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
All right, here's what I want to do on the other side. I want to give away Aztec tickets for Saturday night, San Diego State and Cal at Snapdragon Stadium. Plus, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, we'll hear from Mike Shildt, what he had to say post-game after the Padres fell 6-1 in New York to the Mets. And we'll hear about his controversial decision as well to pull Randy Vasquez in the third inning of a 2-1 game. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, San Diego Sports 760 congratulates all our $5,000 winners. And iHeartRadio's Thank You Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. There's still time for you to nominate a public school teacher making a difference, and maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. All right, so if you missed Mike Shildt, we can play that at 5 p.m., what he said post-game.
Yeah.
Is it as simple as sometimes we make it? Maybe not. Today's game centers on a decision Mike Shildt made in the third inning. He's like going for it, right?
Yeah. It's the headliner of today from the Padres perspective.
But maybe, I don't know, maybe that's oversimplifying it.
I think it is, because the offense today was a huge problem as well.
Yeah.
And if the offense wasn't, as untrustworthy as it is, maybe Mike doesn't make that decision there in the third inning.
Right. And the decision he made, if you missed it, was the Padres trailed 2-1. 2-1. And Randy Vasquez was on the mound with runners at first and third and one out. So, okay, it's a spot. They're in a spot. He needs a double play ball or, a strikeout. Or it's going to be a tougher spot to get out of. Maybe another run comes in, right? Or more. So he goes to Wandy Peralta, a lefty on lefty spot with Brandon Nimmo, hoping to get a ground ball. Well, he doesn't. He allows a 3-run home run. Okay, well, that can happen. We get it. Not every matchup, sometimes you're not going to get the best result. But it just felt like right there, you lost the game. Like, you already lost me by making the move, and then by allowing the home run, you lost the game.
Right.
Like right there. And then the Padres offense kind of felt that way too, because from that moment in time, they did nothing for 6 innings. Nothing.
They were 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Yeah, they just
0 for 2. I mean, no chances all game long.
Yeah, they had no extra base hits. I mean, Manny had like a single, Arise had a single, Tatis a couple hits. Really nothing. I mean, they listen to this. They walked. Guess how many times they had a walk today?
Was it less than 1?
It was less than 1. They struck out 10 times as a team. 10 strikeouts, 0 walks as a team.
Yeah.
Just a complete lackluster performance offensively from them today. I know the headline is Mike Shildt, making that move there. Like, huh? What are you doing? 48 pitches and you make a move there for Randy Vasquez?
48.
And
like you said, I think earlier, it's like, it's not like you're in a situation where you got off day after off day coming up. You're playing the White Sox,
right?
The next 3.
Yeah, you have one off day remaining, which is
that Monday or Thursday. Okay, so they do have Monday,
and then you have one day before the postseason starts the following week,
which essentially becomes a bit of a travel day.
Yeah.
You travel on the Sunday.
Yeah. And Mike Shildt, his explanation of well, the Mets have their top guys, so what you're saying is you don't have much faith in your offense.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I mean, what Mike Shildt was saying, and we can hear from him coming up at 5 p.m. Hey, I felt like we needed to keep it at 2-1 in the third inning because the Mets have their high leverage guys available. Have other teams facing the Padres gone for it and have they taken their starters out in the third inning because the Padres have a good bullpen?
No,
nobody's, not one time all year has that happened. So I don't, you have 6 innings.
Yeah.
In 6 innings, you have to be trustworthy enough that your offense could muster, a run.
Yeah. Now it could have gone the other way. Where what if Wandy Peralta gets out of that inning, but they still lose the game 3-1? Then what are we saying today? What are we saying?
I probably would have said you're way aggressive there, man.
Way aggressive, but the blame would go more towards the offense in that situation instead of Mike Shildt. The blame falls more on Mike Shildt today because the move that he made completely backfired. And eventually in the end was game, set, match.
Yeah, the one thing that and he'll never do this. I wish one time, because over 162 games, you're making thousands of decisions as a manager, right? Thousands, literally. And you can't make every decision. You can't always have the right decision. I just wish one time he said post-game, you know what? I probably was too aggressive there. With the benefit of hindsight,
he
kind
of said it today, but he can't get there.
He can't. And it's hard for him anytime he says, I understand the question, or does that help answer the question.
Right.
He here today said, like, does that help answer the question why I did? Like, he had to have this long explanation.
See, like, you're absolutely right. There's sometimes that the move you make is the wrong move, and you got to own up to it, and you got to take accountability. Like,
You're
look,
human.
I messed up. Like, everybody messes up. Nobody's perfect. And every time Mike Shildt makes these moves that backfire or don't work, he has to come with an explanation and be like, no, I'm like, he even said at the start of the question, he goes, well, it was an easy decision for me to make. Okay. Right. If it was an easy decision for you to make, I guess, but guess what? It turned out to be the wrong decision and it backfired on you, and you ended up being wrong, Mike. So even though you have an explanation for it, still that doesn't mean that it was the right move, and you have to take accountability, and he didn't.
How about this? This is new opinion offering and new reporting.
Just from Kevin's
article. And this is why, I pull these up, because I want to see some of these quotes, because we're on the air and it's hard to see everything. Yeah. So in Kevin's post game, Randy Vasquez quote.
Oh, give it to me.
Randy Vasquez quote. I didn't really expect to go just 3 innings today. I really wanted to take care of the bullpen as much as possible. I wanted to go longer than I did, but that's just a decision by the manager. And that's how long he allowed me to go out there. So what he's really saying is he's fuming.
Yeah.
Now, again, is Randy Vasquez your linchpin to the whole thing here? Probably not. But Randy Vasquez has done yeoman's work for you. Look at the Padres record in Randy Vasquez starts.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's very good.
By the way, the 4 run runs that Randy gave today, all aren't his fault.
No, I mean,
even though it does go on,
we'll never know if he would have gotten out of that at 2-1.
Never know.
And we'll never know if he would have gone 5 innings.
Yeah. I do feel like the move that Shildt made today to bring in Wandy Peralta, because he even said post, he was like, I was just hoping for a ground ball. I almost feel like he was hoping for a ground ball, and then it was like, all right, now what do we do? Like, you're trying to, like, he's just trying to get out of that inning and make sure it stays 2-1.
That's what I thought in real time. And now what? It's the third inning.
And now what? You're like, oh, we're out. Now what?
And now we're going to go to Adrian Moreau. You use these guys. Yesterday, they used some of the. Mason Miller recorded 5 outs yesterday.
If Mike Shildt's plan was, if Wandy Peralta got through that inning and didn't give up the 3-run homer, if his plan was to have Wandy go an inning and 2/3 along with Hart, Matsui, Marnacchio, and Rodriguez,
that is a bad plan.
That there's no way that was the plan.
Yeah,
no
what
way.
if the Padres, you're right, get out of it? Now they tie it up at 2.
So now
you go chase it down with your high leverage guys?
The problem is, if they try to chase it down, it wouldn't have worked because they didn't score any more runs.
Not only would it not have worked, you couldn't have covered 6 innings with Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller today, right?
You would have had to throw out Hart or Matsui or Marnacchio or Rodriguez, but
you would have had to get really lucky.
Yeah, he didn't, and it backfired. And sometimes, Mike, you just got to take accountability. It didn't work out. That's on you, man. That's on you. Whatever explanation you want to give me, like, I'm sorry, it's just going to fall on deaf ears because the move you make, it didn't work. So whatever explanation you want to give me, I don't care.
And sometimes, dude, sometimes like fold your hand. Like, there's 10 games left in the year. You're 2 games back.
Yeah.
You really want to go all in on Wandy Peralta?
Yeah. And by the way, no fan out there that listened to Mike Shildt post game and heard his 3-minute explanation to Kevin is going to sit there at the end of that and go, you know what? Actually, I'm okay with the move. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally get it.
No, I agree with you.
Everyone's pissed.
This is honestly, dude, today is perplexing, and it speaks to, like, again, I do think there's gambling analogies in there. It's like you don't have the biggest stack at the table, and now you're like, you know what? My hand is a pair of 8s. Go for it. Like, dude, you have a pair of 8s. You have the 7th largest stack at the table.
You see, like, a king and an ace on the table.
Right,
there,
you're in trouble.
And the guy next to you is like raising the pot. You're like,
I'm all in.
Oh, cool. It's like I saw a 7, a king, and a jack.
I'm in trouble.
Well, actually, 7 king jack wouldn't be that because you're
If you got a pair of 8s, you got 2 cards above an 8 on the table. Yeah, you're playing to a loss.
Right. But still, that's the whole thing. Is like guys across from him. He's like, I raise.
Why are you all,
like all in?
Why are you all in the third inning of this random game? It just made no
I didn't
sense.
see the flop yet.
It made no sense. All right. On the other side, we are going to hear from Mike Shildt. But call right now. We have 2 free tickets to the Aztecs on Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. Should be a really good atmosphere. San Diego State and the Cal Golden Bears. Caller 7. You are going. Call 877-767-4760. Call right now. Caller 7. You're going to see San Diego State and Cal Saturday night at 7:30. A game you can hear right here on San Diego Sports 760. If you want 2 free tickets, call right now. 877-767-4760. We'll hear from Mike Shildt on the other side. We've got more tickets to give away in the 5 o'clock hour. This is John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
right, this update's brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Padres lose again to the Mets today. They lost 2 of 3 in New York. They're 2.5 back of the Dodgers in the National League West, which is really 3.5 back because the Dodgers own the tiebreaker. Dodgers start a 4-game series tonight up in LA against the San Francisco Giants. Speaking of the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw today announced that he will be retiring after the end of the 2025 season. Football tonight, Thursday night football kicks off week 3 in the NFL. Bills and Dolphins, 5:15 kickoff time in Buffalo. And at 6 p.m. tonight, 1 hour from now, it's 1 full hour for the Sean Lewis Coaches Show, 6 to 7 p.m. with Coach Lewis, John, and Rich right here on San Diego Sports 760. Need HVAC? This month, get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable. Wow.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is the final hour of John and Jim. We continue to react to the Padres losing a series to the Mets, and reality is now setting in. We'll hear from Mike Shildt coming up. But the reality that's setting in is that they're destined to play a wild card series in Chicago against the Cubs at Wrigley Field to begin September 30th. I mean, that's like, it's basically clear as day. It's not definitive, but it's close to definitive. The only thing we don't know is like the time. But like you're looking at a Padres Cubs opening game of the wild card series, September 30th, time to be determined at Wrigley Field. Matthew Boyd, Nick Pivetta.
Right.
Is that not what
that's what we're looking at? Yeah.
The only thing we don't know is the game at 11 a.m. Pacific? Is the game at 2 p.m. Pacific?
Here's my guess. One of those will be a day game because if everything stands right now, Dodgers Mets is going to get the prime time.
Will that get prime time or West? Now you're right because now you got the New York market. Is that getting like the 7 p.m. Pacific or is that getting like the 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern?
Good question.
Well, what's the American League looking like? What are the 4 wild card series we could be trending towards?
I have not even looked.
Either have I,
at
dude.
The American League.
Let's look at that because that is interesting. So you're thinking day game though. I kind of agree with you.
I think day game. All right. So Toronto right now is the best record in the American League, 89-64. Detroit is 85-68. And then we got a tie in the American League West with Houston, Seattle, 84-69.
Oh, bless you.
It's not been a good day, everybody. And then the wild card race
is Houston, Seattle loser.
Houston, Seattle loser.
Plus maybe the winner. Because the third, who's got the third best record among division leaders?
What do you mean?
Houston, Seattle. Like, is the winner of that division also going to play in the wild card?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Because right now Texas is 4 or 5 back.
Okay.
And they just, kind of just fell flat on their face. Cleveland's making a push, though. They're only a game and a half back of Boston, the final wild card spot in the American League.
Okay.
And they're, by the way, Boston's only a game back of Seattle or Houston for the 4 seed.
So what are we looking at potentially? Like,
so the winner of the AL West,
right,
versus either Boston
or Cleveland or something.
Cleveland or the loser, second place in the AL West. So there's a scenario where like Houston could play Seattle,
right,
or Seattle plays Houston.
Yeah, exactly. And
there's also a scenario where the Yankees play the Red Sox.
Well, let me tell you this: if the Yankees play the Red Sox, that's not in the afternoon.
That's prime time.
Okay, there's your prime time, and the Dodgers Mets follows that.
Yes.
Let me promise you that Yankees Red Sox, Dodgers Mets follow that.
Cubs Padres would be
very early.
In
fact, it would be the second. If there's 4 games in one day, your first game would be in that hypothetical
Houston Seattle,
exactly,
or Seattle Houston,
and then you have Cubs Padres.
Houston. If whatever Houston, whoever they play, will be the morning game.
Exactly. So you got Houston in the morning, Padres in the mid-afternoon, which is morning in Pacific time zone.
Yeah.
Late morning here. I'm making up 11 o'clock noon.
Right.
And then you have you're right, Yankees and Red Sox and like a Dodgers Mets, hypothetically speaking. So we've honed in on this is the point. September 30th, the Padres are probably playing the Cubs in the afternoon at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, if the Yankees play the Red Sox, my guess is like a 4 p.m. start there, and then a 6:30 or 7 start.
Right, you're saying Pacific. Yeah.
Here at Dodger Stadium for Mets
and Dodgers.
But
I mean, is it written in ink at this point? It's getting close to be written in ink.
But there's no way they're going to have 3 day games at Wrigley Field, right?
Man, that's a really good point.
If they go 3.
I don't know. I do not know.
And
it could be. I don't know.
Would that be better suited for the Padres or not? I don't know.
I don't even know.
Is the wind worse in the afternoon or at night?
I mean, the one thing we know, it's not worse suited for the Cubs. They play day games, 50 times a year at home.
Right. A day game at Wrigley Field's like
more common than a night game.
Absolutely.
So, but I mean, I guess the point is I'm reserved to the fact that the Padres are the 5 seed, which is fine. They've had similar hands dealt to them, like when in 2022. It's just, it's unfortunate because they had the opportunities, they didn't capitalize. I'm almost at the point, you said it earlier. Of course, nobody's rooting now. Nobody's rooting for the Dodgers to win the division, but you just want a little bit of closure here.
So you can just get ready for the postseason.
Yeah, exactly.
Because winning the division will be a tall task, and you'll have to probably fight to the final day of the season. And if you do that and then you don't win the division, it's like
behind the 8 ball.
Right.
Why did you chase it down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Shildt. All right. Padres lose today 6-1. This starts with what he was thinking by yanking Randy Vasquez with 1 out in the 3rd inning of a 2-1 game with men in the corners and going to Wandy Peralta.
Yeah, it wasn't actually overly complicated for me. Didn't work out as planned, but we talked last night about this being more of a playoff type atmosphere. It's a lineup more conducive to lefties. We trust Randy. We're in the 3rd. We've already hit in the 3rd, obviously. We're down 2-1. We got 1st and 3rd, and there's always that spot. There are multiple spots in the game that you want to make sure you keep it where it is. We know that they've got their back end guys fully rested. We know their starter's going to be on a shorter leash. At that point, it's about the best matchup to get out of the inning with keeping it where it's at. We've got a top 5 ground ball guy against lefties in Wandy Peralta, who I have a ton of confidence in and has rewarded that. And then we have a very high ground ball guy in Nemo. So, I mean, clearly the worst case scenario is what happened. But going out, I'm thinking, okay, just hit it at somebody, and we're at least good. If he doesn't, then okay, we'll live to tell about it with Ventos and still some favorable matchups, which you got the next 5 guys out. I also trust the fact that our bullpen's in a pretty good spot, and the guys that can hold it there or which Hart did and Yuki did, and the leadoff walk came out to get Marinaccio, and Bradley took his inning down. But at that point, it's the best chance to make sure, because if you think about that 3rd having already hit on the road, and their bullpen's fully loaded and ready to go, that really turns into the 7th. And you think about that regard because their back end guys are there and available. So not to say we can't get to their back end guys, but at that moment, it's like, what's the best chance to get out of this with no damage, and what's the best chance to get us limited damage? And we got a super high, just a really good jumps off the page matchup for ground ball, and he got a swing and put it out of the ballpark. Give him credit. Does that answer your question?
100%.
You mentioned last night that this kind of felt like a playoff game. Did this whole series kind of feel that way too, given the way you guys are both kind of competing for those spots?
Yeah, I think so. Listen, again, every game's equal, but every game has a different feel to it. We know we're in a head-to-head situation here. Like I said, we have 9 guys in our bullpen that we were able to go, and Randy's been good for us a lot this year, and he's been able to dodge traffic. But some of the left-handed matchups weren't as favorable for him, and that inning started, and he got hit a little bit, but yeah, to answer your question, it did have that feel to it. It's that time of year.
Where does
Where does it feel like this leaves you kind of in that National League West race, knowing that where the Dodgers are and kind of how much of the season is left and what you guys have ahead of you?
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of the component, as far as the going forward part. We're looking to win our division. We know we're down in the division. So where does it leave us? It leaves us right now 2.5 games back with no tiebreaker. That's the facts. So it leaves us at going out and being able to go get the first win of the series tomorrow in Chicago. So, and then taking care of business from there. And it's really, that part's no real different. We're not going to try any harder or do anything overly different, but it's clearly we're in a position where we need to go.
What did you think of Randy today before?
Yeah, I thought he was good. He's missing a little bit, but I mean, throwing strikes and got a couple punch outs, had some velocity today, up to 95, 96. Was able to, get through the first two, a little bit of traffic, escaped it. And, again, Mullins squared him up and Lindor squared him up, and, he pitched Alonso tough. And then it was an opportunity for Wandy. But, I thought Randy's throwing the ball well.
All right, so that was Mike Shildt post game.
100%.
Kevin said, yeah, 100% understand. I wouldn't say that Mike Shildt was defensive, but I do feel as if his lengthy explanation is because he felt like it was warranted, because people would question, why would you take Randy Vasquez out with one out in the third inning of a one-run game? Shoot, Randy Vasquez even questioned it and said he was surprised. The plan was not for him to go 2 1/3 innings. That was not the plan today.
No, it doesn't seem like Randy Vasquez
was
knew that was the plan at the start of the game. He was not in on it. He's like, what's going on here?
I mean, even we talked about in the first half of the year, Jim, we're like, well, Vasquez doesn't give you a lot of length, but I mean, not a lot of length. Length still meant 4 2/3 innings.
He would, exactly.
He was working into the fifth, and there were 2 outs. They'd go to the pen, but he wasn't getting yanked in the third.
No,
the third is like kind of unheard of.
Yanking him in the third,
down 8-0,
2-1 game in the third inning. I mean, you do that if it's game 7. Like, there's plenty of instances in game 7 where the starter doesn't make it through the third inning.
Absolutely.
Because that's when you got to go for it.
Everything matters.
Everything. Every move, every pitch.
Yep. Everything
matters. Every out. You're just counting outs in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Wednesday in September. Now, I get it. These games are magnified and are important because you want to win the division. But again, the likelihood of you winning the division, I mean, now you could say the likelihood of you winning the division is not very high. And in the moment today, you're thinking to yourself, well, if we win this game and the Dodgers lose tonight, then we're only a game back, right? But you also need your offense to perform and produce. The offense just once again laid an egg and was completely lifeless today.
Remember what they did yesterday with Nick Pivetta? They pulled him with 2 outs in the 5th inning,
right,
with a 3-run lead,
and they went for it. And
worked out.
I just want to know. All right, Mike. Great explanation. I don't. Whatever. I can disagree with you all I want, but whatever. Explanation.
Yep.
My question would be, okay, then what was your plan after that? If Wandy did get through that, what was your plan? Was your plan to use the same guys that you used today, or is your plan to use your A team once again when they've worked already last night? Was that your plan to go forward?
You can't do this game. Trevor Hoffman with us 3 weeks ago.
I know.
It's like the one thing you have to be certain of, I'm paraphrasing, is to have your bullpen rested and ready when the playoffs start, right? This is not the time to overreach and overtax. In my opinion, I get it. The division matters. Home playoff series matter, but not at the expense of the health and the availability and the effectiveness of your bullpen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you're going to be blowing through your bullpen and your top guys here before you get to the postseason, trying to chase something that you're probably not going to get, you might have already screwed yourself before it even started.
100%. It'll be interesting to see the strategy, honestly, moving forward. All right, we're going to take a timeout. More on this on the other side. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Sean Lewis Show coming up tonight at 6. Rich and I sit down with the Aztecs head coach. We'll preview Saturday's game against Cal and more. Sean Lewis Show tonight at 6 on your home for the Aztecs, San Diego Sports 760. John and Jim with you. We have another giveaway, Jim, coming up this hour.
All these giveaways.
Giving everything away.
Yeah.
Want to host the show? A pair of tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett. We'll give those away coming up, let's say, between now and 5:45. September 23rd, which is what? Less than a week? 5 days from now.
So less than a week.
That is less than a week. Thursday Night Football is underway.
Yes.
Not just Rice Charlotte, but the actual Thursday night game.
You're not keeping tabs on Rice Charlotte. Rice has a 7-3 lead with 13:30 left in the first half.
I am. Dolphins Bills scoreless 3 minutes in. And this on what? Prime Video or Amazon tonight. Will you be heading home and throwing this game on tonight? Dolphins and Bills.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I agree with I will be too. I mean, again, no Padres tonight because they played this morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll throw on Dolphins Bills.
Yeah, there's no wrap-up show tonight.
No wrap-up show tonight because we've been rapping.
This is our wrap-up show.
What else can we wrap up? I feel like it's been wrapped.
It's wrapped.
Like this thing is, we put a bow on.
We wrapped it hard.
I mean, is there anything to react to that we didn't related to this game from earlier?
I'm glad you brought the Randy Vasquez quotes because that was something that we could have reacted to later tonight, but we reacted to it now, which is interesting.
That he was basically surprised that he only went 2 1/3 innings today, like we were, watching.
Right. Like, huh? What are you doing?
I'm trying to find the quote again.
It just boils down to, I think, completely overmanaging the situation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, to sum everything up, from talking about it all day long, from hearing Mike Shildt, give his explanation on it, I think it boils down to cliff notes of the whole thing. Mike Shildt completely overmanaged the situation today, and it backfired on him.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Say what you want and try to defend Mike Shildt all you want, but
is anyone even defending Mike Shildt?
No, I don't think so. It comes down to he overmanaged the situation, and it bit him in the ass, and it hurt his team. That's what it did.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're going to continue to play that game for the final 9 games of the regular season, or did they learn a lesson today that, hey, this strategy is more for October than it is for September?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what are we even talking about? They're in the wild card round regardless. Now, home road matters.
It does, yeah.
But we're not talking about buys, and that's out the window.
Yeah.
There's no buy. So you're overcoming now, like you said, it's 2.5, but they're 3 games back in the loss column.
Yep.
And they need to finish with fewer losses than Los Angeles, which means they now need, at a minimum, the Dodgers to lose 4 remaining games. Correct?
Sure.
I mean, I'm 99% sure that's accurate.
I have the chart of what they needed to do.
Well, what is their records? The record of the Padres, they have 3 more losses.
Okay.
Which means they need the Dodgers to lose 4 more times. They have to go 9-0 and have the Dodgers lose 4 more times.
Right. So starting on Monday, they had 12 games remaining, right? No. Because they have 9 remaining. So
don't give me the chart.
I'm going to. On Monday, there was 12 games remaining in their season, and they were I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense now.
I know.
But listen to that fact. They need the Dodgers to lose 4 more times, even if they go undefeated.
Yeah.
It's done.
Even if the Padres go 6-3 down the stretch, that's what, 88 wins?
Yeah, you're likely cooked.
Dodgers would need
89 wins.
89 wins? Oh, that's right. Yeah, 89 wins.
Dodgers need to go 3-7 over the last 10.
If that were the case, yeah.
Yeah.
So 6-3 is good baseball. But the Dodgers 3-7 to win the division? Come on.
Again, I'm all for, you can hold out hope. Maybe the Mariners sweep the Dodgers the final week of the regular season. All these things are always possible.
It could happen. Crazier things have happened.
They have. But we're going to do the same song and dance tomorrow if the Dodgers lose to the Giants tonight. It's there for the taking.
I will be surprised if they win the division. I will be very surprised.
I'll be very surprised. I'm no longer just surprised. I've reached the very surprised category.
And look, they have no one to blame but themselves. There's no one to blame.
Right.
You know, they're going to feel like crap that they didn't take advantage of the opportunity. Because all they needed to do was just play 500 baseball.
How do you compare what we know about this team to what we know everything about the 2024 team? Like just in real time, how do you compare what we're seeing right now? We know the end result in 2024. How do you feel about this team compared to 2024?
It's going to be funny if this team gets further than last year's team.
I agree.
Because I feel completely
more confident in 24.
On the opposite sides of how I felt last year compared to right now.
Me too.
Last year's team, I was like, dude, this is it.
Yeah.
Like the way they're playing.
This team's complete.
The vibe, the VAR.
Yeah, they had
everything.
all that,
They
man.
had all of it, right? You're like, man, this is a complete ass team right here. The offense, the starting pitching, the bullpen with the additions of Scott and Jason Adam. Like, this is it. And then it just came crashing down. Maybe it's the complete opposite this year, where you're like, yeah, I don't feel it. Something's off. The vibes aren't there.
Yeah, a little bit.
No one's having a really career year. Guys are having good to okay years, but no one's having this like standout season offensively. Injuries are piling up. Like the path isn't there. Kind of blah. And then watch they go to like the NLCS.
Yeah, that's why I asked it.
It's weird. It's just how baseball is so
different
weird
at the end of 2024. And by the way, they didn't win the division in 2024.
No, they had a chance at the end, and then the same thing kind of happened. It was like 3 back with 6 to play. You beat the Dodgers in game 1 thanks to the triple play, and then you lose the next 2 games, season
and that was it.
Division over.
But I still was very confident, and maybe I could still be very confident if they rattle off some wins here down the stretch. But I don't know. I was more confident in 2024 than I am right now with the Padres. All right, we'll give away tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett September 23rd at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. On the other side, we have Jim's back page ahead as well. We're reacting to the Padres updates from Thursday Night Football, Bills and Dolphins as well. This is John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, hey guys, it is John and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you all about their all-new hotel and spa, now open at Jamul Casino Resort. It's the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort now all in one unforgettable destination.
Yeah, and savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23, from their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to their VIP endless dining experience each evening. Indulge in chef-curated specialties like fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
Also, join them every Monday in September. A chance to win big. 10 winners every hour, 7, 8, 9 p.m. Your odds are better than ever. Onyx players receive an extra $500 cash bonus on top of their winnings, plus earn entries all month long by playing and get 2 times the entries on Tuesdays, with at least $500 cash for all winners and a chance to win up to $100,000 cash at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place.
of the Dodgers in the National League West with 9 to play. Dodgers, they hold the tiebreaker, so really it's 3.5 games. They start a 4-game series tonight against the Giants up in LA. Speaking of the Dodgers, Clayton Kershaw today announcing that he will retire at the end of the 2025 season. Thursday night football right now underway in Buffalo. Bills and Dolphins. Dolphins actually have a 7-0 lead with 8:19 left in the first quarter there. And 30 minutes from now, it's the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis right here on San Diego Sports 760. Need HVAC this month? Get 0% for 18 months on a new system. Schedule your free proposal at AndersonPHA.com. Anderson, fast, reliable, wow.
You know what? You just mentioned Kershaw retiring. I'm going to make a similar announcement right now.
Oh, you're retiring?
I'm retiring at the end of this 2025 season.
You're done?
Man, I'm tired. Those like the memes and the whatever, the memes.
You've thrown about 37 complete games this year.
Dude, my arm.
You need a rest.
My voice from talking.
Yeah.
We've just talked and talked.
You set an innings record this year with over 7,000 innings.
Dude, you know when Brady retired? Nah, he wasn't done. But
No.
I'm at that point where I'm like, I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
I'll probably return.
You're the Popeyes worker meme.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
The meme
Like
with
the
Popeyes?
guys smoking outside?
No, it's the Popeyes worker that's sitting outside Popeyes on a bench, just hunched over with their head down.
Yeah, they're just it's been a tough day.
You're the
man.
Jimmy Butler meme from 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
You use that all the time, right?
I use that. Yeah. It's I'm tired.
I'm tired. It's
I'm tired, Grandpa.
It's time. I don't know. But that's how I feel.
So are you breaking news here, John?
No, I'm not breaking any news.
Okay.
In fact, my retirement's probably going to be short-lived and I'm going to come out of retirement tomorrow. But
yes, you will.
I've still decided, I guess my point is this, and I've made this point yesterday, and I feel stronger about it today. What is it going to take for the Padres specifically to break through? The thing is, nobody knows. It's just going to be, we don't know. You can't predict that.
You know what it's going to take?
Us retiring.
Probably. It's going to take, and honestly, what I'm about to say very easily relates to this year's team. It's going to take nobody believing in them. Yep. It's going to take the complete underdogs.
Yeah.
It's going to take some, insane amount of luck, right? It's going to take just random, who did, hit a 3-run homer to give them the lead in the 7th or 8th inning.
4-1 in the 7th, right. They score 5 runs.
It's not going to be a situation where the Padres are going to be the best team in baseball and have 115 wins. It's exaggerating, but you get my point.
Right.
And everyone picking them to win the World Series.
You're right.
Them having the best team or the highest payroll, because we've gone through that and it didn't work. Now it kind of feels like the team I just described to break through and win a World Series kind of feels like this 2025 team.
I know, that's a good point. So maybe that's what it's going to take. Can I discuss 2 stories that are away from the Padres? And by can I just will, since I'm speaking.
Well, yeah, it's your show.
It's our show.
Right, but you can control the conversation just like I can control the conversation, so go for it.
Two things. The update from Buffalo is, of course, the Dolphins lead 7-0.
Biggest upset of the year upon us?
It's only 10 minutes in. There's 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Dolphins lead 7-0.
Yeah.
So there is that. I'm trying to see how they scored.
Buffalo is driving right now. They are
7-7.
They just tied
Just
again.
That didn't last very long.
Over. 4 for 4, 29 yards passing. Wow.
Ollie Gordon rushing touchdown, followed by a Dalton Kincaid receiving touchdown from Josh Allen.
Wow.
So tied up there in Buffalo. The other NFL story is that Brock Purdy says he's happy with his progress, and we'll see for week 3, which is, of course, this weekend. What do you think they're going to do? We've heard from Kyle Shanahan. We've heard from Brock Purdy. What do you think they're going to do? Are they going to play Purdy? Or are they going to be cautious, maybe smart, and give him another week?
My guess is Mac Jones.
Mac Jones for a second straight week, potentially, you're thinking.
Because Brock Purdy's this whole week so far has taken second, third team reps.
Right. So they're telling you.
What my guess is Mac Jones will start And the reason why Purdy is out there this week is to see how he feels and prepare him for the following week. That's my guess.
Please don't be Mac Jones. Please don't be Mac Jones.
Never gets old.
Yeah. That's coming. That came back to bite me in the ass for sure. That's an old take exposed right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because Purdy, the way he put it today, just got to see come game time how I feel. Is that really honest? Is that how they're really going to treat it?
Also, I know how like Mike Shildt loves to be coy and not give away anything.
Right.
Like, I can't tell you about my lineup. It's like, Mike, there's really no like
advantage.
What are we doing here? It's not football. Because football, now, what do the Cardinals have to do?
Prepare.
For not only Mac Jones, but for Brock Purdy.
Yeah, you definitely have to prepare for it.
So my guess is Mac Jones will not play. But
your guess is Brock Purdy.
Sorry. My guess is Mac Jones will start and Brock Purdy won't play. But that doesn't mean I don't think he won't suit up. He might suit up and be the second quarterback.
Right.
But they just don't want him out there before he's like 100% ready to go. Because turf toe, I mean, luckily, I know, but Burrow's turf toe is way more severe than Brock Purdy's.
Mm-hmm.
Way more severe. Like Brock doesn't even need surgery. He wasn't even in a boot.
Okay.
And if you're in a boot, like that's a bad sign.
Right.
Joe Burrow, surgery, he's potentially out for the year.
Yep.
So there's like levels of turf toe.
Yeah.
So that's just my guess. Could be wrong, but I think Mac Jones will start on Sunday. Purdy won't play, and they're trying to get him ready to go for week 4.
Kind of setting up nicely if they can beat the Cardinals at home, the Jags at home.
Yeah.
Maybe you get Purdy healthy.
Jags are 2-0 too.
I know. I was going to say that. Not that it's easy, but you get him at home.
Yeah.
Maybe Purdy's healthier.
Yeah, we'll see.
Still probably a home favorite potentially in that game.
If the Niners beat the Cardinals this week, which is going to be a tough matchup for the Niners, then yeah, they'll be favored against Jacksonville.
We get Eagles Rams this weekend.
That's a big game.
In Philadelphia. So we're going to get that at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Yep.
We get Lions Ravens Monday Night Football.
That's in Detroit.
That's in Baltimore.
Ooh.
It's in Baltimore. Baltimore 4.5 point favorite.
Tough test.
Yeah,
Lions
for Detroit. And then we get the battle of Kansas City and the New York Giants, a couple of 0-2 football teams in East Rutherford. Sunday Night Football.
Must win for the Chiefs.
Has to be.
Must win for the Chiefs.
You can't lose to the Giants.
No.
So and by the way, the NFL doesn't want them losing to the Giants. You can't be on national TV every week and start 0-3 and lose to the Giants. Like that's not good for business. I'm not saying it's as simple as that, but the Chiefs can't lose to the Giants.
No. What's the Monday Night Football game?
That's the Lions. Ravens.
Lions Ravens. Yeah.
That's what would you prefer to watch? Lions Ravens or Chiefs Giants?
Lions Ravens.
Yeah, it's a better game, right?
It's
the second straight week.
I am so over the Chiefs. They are boring watch.
Yeah,
they're
boring,
not
man.
fun. I'm over Mahomes. It's just they're just blah.
Do you think
he's a dink and dunk? He's just blah.
But hear me out. Brady's first act when he was young, they won like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
Then there was like that period of time. How many seasons between Super Bowl titles? Like 6, 7, 8?
Good amount, yeah.
From 3 to 4?
Yeah.
So are we maybe entering that phase of Patrick Mahomes? But like, would you expect there to be a second act? Even if this looks like this, even if this year doesn't go great and their offense looks like this?
I do.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a second act.
He's too good to not have the opportunity to second,
chance, opportunities. Yeah.
But they need better weapons on offense, or at least Andy Reid. I mean, come on, man. The last 3 years, you averaged 21 points a game.
That's insane.
For Patrick Mahomes, to think about a team with Patrick Mahomes that averages just over 20 points per game for 3 straight years.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Or 2.5.
Right.
Because 3 years ago, that was what? The Super Bowl they won in Arizona. And that team, he actually put up 40 touchdown passes that year. So that team was actually good offensively. The last 2 seasons, not so much.
How much longer do you think Andy Reid coaches? He's 67. He's done everything. Is he doing it because he loves it? Is he doing it because he's trying to reach a milestone? Is it, he's 27 wins from 300. I think he's not that far from being the winningest coach. What's he doing it for? He's proven everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to look at his contract. What's his contract? Because the contract to me, if it's like a 4 or 5 year contract, my guess is he would finish out that contract and he's done. If it's like a 1 or 2 year deal,
he signed through 2029.
All right, so he's coaching through 2029,
and he only makes $20 million a year.
That's it.
5 years, $100 million. So there's reasons to coach.
He will finish out that contract, is my guess.
I ain't walking away from Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes just turned 30. He's in his athletic prime. Yeah, Mahomes. Andy Reid's not leaving Mahomes right at 30 years old,
and Mahomes isn't leaving.
No,
Kansas City. He's under contract basically.
Yeah, exactly
for his career. All right. Anyway, the update from Buffalo is again the Bills and the Dolphins are tied. Thursday night football, the game is tied at 7 with 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. All right, call right now because we do have a giveaway for you. Call right now if you want 2 free tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett, September 23rd at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Caller 3, you've got 2 free tickets, 877-767-4760. 2 free tickets to see Billy Idol and Joan Jett, September 23rd in 5 days at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. All you need to do is call right now and be caller 3. 877-767-4760. And again, tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. Jim's back, Page on the other side. This is John and Jim. All right, John and Jim, final time. San Diego Sports 760. Kevin Acey will join us tomorrow from Chicago. Here's an honest admission for you when we're talking about geography, Jim. Here's something I don't fully know, but I should know. I always get this confused. South side, north side. Don't tell me Brent, who's a Cubs fan. Don't tell me Jim.
Wait, hold on. You're asking
I get
me?
South side, north side confused all the time. But I will figure this out. I don't know if I will. This is easy as day. I don't even want to look at the chat if anyone's trying to help. This is easy as day.
South side.
I'm going to say South side's the White Sox.
Yeah.
Okay, but for whatever reason, it confuses me whenever
north side is the Cubs. South side is the White Sox. Right?
You said don't ask me. But you have it right. Is that right?
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
Southsiders are the White Sox.
Yeah.
Brent, have you ever been to Guaranteed Rate?
No, I've never been to the White Sox place.
You've been to Chicago. You went to the Cubs, right?
I've been to Wrigley, but I've never been to
Guaranteed Rate. Place sucks.
Oh, I've heard it. Yeah, I heard that place is probably the worst park in baseball.
Here's the problem with that park, real quick. It's in the Camden Yards era, but they didn't get the memo that you were supposed to go cool and retro and vintage and iconic, and
it's just like blah.
It's just like a ballpark, and it's not a good one. And now it's old, and their fan base is not anything like the Cubs fan base.
They had to build that while they won the World Series, and they were still hot.
No,
wasn't
it way before that?
I don't think so.
Dude, Guaranteed Rate is from way before the White Sox win the World Series.
Well,
it's from the 90s.
Here's what I do know. The Pope has been there.
Pope's been there. Yeah, you're right. He was at the World Series.
Yeah.
So that was that same ballpark.
Yep.
So that's the new Comiskey, because the old Comiskey closed, I don't know when, in the 90s or 80s. Right, Brent?
91.
91. So I'm telling you, not a great place. Here's the deal. Win 3 games there if you're the Padres. It's a long way of me saying
go sweep
the ballpark sucks.
Go sweep the White Sox.
That's a long way of me saying that.
You know who makes a return? Revenge series for Gavin Sheets.
True.
Give me a revenge series for Gavin Sheets.
Does he need revenge from the White Sox? He's probably so thankful.
Probably. He's like, thank you for
non-tendering my
releasing
contract.
Me.
But you're right. He should have a series.
Give me a revenge series, please.
A couple of home runs.
Like
3.
Like 4.
4 home runs would be nice. He's 1 away from 20.
I know.
For the first time in his career. He's doing that at Guaranteed Rate.
Oh, for
field.
sure.
Tatis is also going to have a revenge series for trading him away.
He's been thinking about this moment.
Yes, a Tatis revenge series for trading him when he was in the White Sox organization.
I'd forgotten about that.
See what you missed?
All right, let's get to it.
You know what today is, John?
Yes, of course I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
September 18th.
It's National Hamburger Day.
It is National Cheeseburger Day.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I'm a vegetarian. Oh, you're sneezing? I've told, bless you, for the 100th time. I don't want to say anymore.
It's been
I don't really care.
It's been a bad day.
I've said before on air, though, but this literally, I think, made Brent his jaw drop. I think I've said this publicly before. Like, this is a shocking statement what I'm about to say.
What?
I've never had a cheeseburger in my life.
Liar.
You have.
Well, that doesn't count.
Part of one.
Like losing a bet.
That counts.
It's so good. It was so good.
That counts.
I've never eaten in the entirety of a cheeseburger in my life.
All right, there's a more factual statement. You've never eaten.
But the one bite I did have or whatever, when did I have it? What'd I have?
You had an In-N-Out double.
It was incredible.
I know. You said the look on your face was like, oh my gosh.
Remember the chicken I had the other time?
You had an Ornburger too once, so you've had.
I know, but it was only that was 2 bites of that and maybe 1 or 2 bites of the In-N-Out. It was so good.
No,
anyway,
it was 1 bite of the In-N-Out double because I remember I saw you eat it, and like you were like, "This is the greatest thing I've ever had in my life."
In my mouth.
And then you immediately said, "I don't feel good."
Yeah, I didn't feel great. Anyway, it's National Cheeseburger Day.
National Cheeseburger Day. So here are some of the biggest fast food chains that are rolling out some can't miss deals to celebrate National Cheeseburger Day.
Okay.
McDonald's, a double cheeseburger for 50 cents.
That's a deal.
App only, limited to 1 per customer. Burger King, you can get a free bacon cheeseburger with a $1 purchase if you're a Royal Perks member.
Okay. It's a good offer.
You don't really think cheeseburger when it comes to Dairy Queen, but they have cheeseburgers at Dairy Queen.
The hot eats cool treats.
Yeah. It has to say Brazers on it, on the sign. That's how you know they have food.
Brazzers?
Or no, that's a different thing. It's spelled very similarly.
It does, yeah. It's very similar.
We just can't.
That's how you know if they have hot dogs, John.
Brazzers has hot dogs.
You're such an idiot. This segment's gotta go.
You might get your wish. Dairy Queen, you can get a free double original cheeseburger with a $1 plus order, app online through actually the 19th. So it's not just today, it's through the 19th. Buffalo Wild Wings or Buffalo Wild Wings
and Gwings.
And Gwings.
Sponsorship. Okay.
I'm creating a new restaurant called Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay.
Buy one, get one free burgers for Blazing Rewards members. Dine in, takeout, or delivery. And then Sonic, we love Sonic. Sonic Drive-In, you get a Junior Deluxe Cheeseburger for $1.99 plus a buy one, get one double Sonic Smasher for the app users. And at Wendy's, you can get a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger for $0.01 with any purchase by using the Wendy's app.
1 penny.
1 penny.
And only today because it's National Cheeseburger Day.
Correct.
But that's good because it's dinner time.
And if you're going to Dairy Queen, you can get the offer through the 19th.
Through tomorrow. Okay.
Correct. Pull us up here. Remember that Phillies Karen fan?
Of course.
Oh,
How
yeah.
could we forget?
I know. She's
The memes are still coming out.
Oh yeah. A lot of Phillies fans and people who live in Philadelphia, that's their Halloween costume.
Oh my gosh.
Is the Phillies Karen.
Well, they had the Phillies Karens at the Dodger game.
Yeah, they did.
Is that right?
That's
Yeah,
what I saw.
there's people in
Wow.
the crowd dressed like her.
So it's easy. If you're a Phillies fan, you have a Phillies jersey and you just buy like a blonde short wig and you
And a
put
baseball.
in a baseball and you wear a sweatshirt underneath your jersey.
That's ridiculous.
Just looking titled the whole time.
Yeah. Well, so this card company, remember I had it on the back page, they offered Phillies Karen $5,000 for the ball.
Yeah.
So not for the ball, to write on the ball, I'm sorry, and to give them the ball. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Well, the bounty for that ball just got doubled.
10K.
Blowout Cards, a major trading card retailer, who originally offered the woman $5,000 in exchange for the baseball, that she must also sign I'm sorry on it. After a week of that offer not being accepted, Blowout Cards has announced it will increase the bounty to $10,000.
At what point you take it?
If the offer is eventually met, Blowout Cards said it will give the ball back to the boy, who has been identified as 10-year-old Lincoln Feltwell, along with his father Andrew. How much would you?
Yeah, like at what point you just take the money?
Now.
By the way, can we do a full stop for 1 second? Did we talk about this? Because you just reminded me of something about.
I don't know. What are you talking? What are you?
Have you seen the Evan Longoria card?
No. What is this?
How do I say it? Charizard? Seriously.
Charizard. Yeah.
On his bat knob, he's got a Charizard. An actual game used bat knob had a Charizard. He's got a 1/1 bat knob card in a top set that just came out this week, tier 1.
Oh my
There's
God.
a bounty on this card, this specific card, for $125,000. But some people
bounty.
think that they'll give you $125 for the card.
Yeah.
Some people think it's going to be worth more than that, though.
Is it graded or
And
not?
it's not been. No, this is in a pack.
So no one's found it yet.
This has not been found. This just came out. Isn't that a cool card? That's the bat knob.
Well,
is the Charizard.
It's like two of the biggest things: sports cards collecting and Pokemon cards. And not only Pokemon cards, Charizard, which is the grail of all cards for Pokemon, or one of the grails.
Also, Auto Evan Longoria.
The most popular Pokemon is Charizard.
Isn't that cool? Here it is zoomed up. Nobody can see on the radio, but you can look it up.
That's him in a Rays uniform or a Giants?
Him actually in a Giants uniform.
Wow.
$125K for a Charizard bat knob?
Sure.
Would you pay that?
No. I pay $125 for it.
Yeah, you definitely would. All right. Did you have something else? Because there's no time for it.
No, that's it.
All right. Back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Kevin AC on the show. We'll get you ready for Padres and White Sox from the South Side. If you missed anything today, sportssd.com, iHeartRadio app, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spotify. Back tomorrow at 2 p.m. for Brent and Jim. I'm John. Keep it here. This is San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye-bye.